Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly, I guess, game master today. What do they call it in this game? Doom Master.
Doom Master.
Doom Master.
Yeah,
Doom. Today we are returning, as a way of saying a big thank you to everybody who has stuck with us lo these many years. We are returning to a channel favorite and playing another session of Modiphius Entertainment's Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed of. Now, this is their limited edition. Let me show you a cooler picture here. Hey-yo. Still backwards, but still pretty cool. And with me today are 4 stalwart Hyborian heroes who are ready to dive in and face the horrors that await them in this adventure. Let me introduce everybody here, and I think we've only got one person who's brand new to Conan as well, too. But so everyone else has got experience. We won't go through that. But one tells who you are, who you're playing, and I guess that's it. Not what level. So first up is George.
Okay, I am George. I really like Conan. I'm wearing a Conan T-shirt just
Nice.
for the game, and I am playing. I know I'm a nerd. I'm playing Aurelia of Mitra, who is marked by the Phoenix, and is here to administer forgiveness to those willing to accept it, and mete out punishment to those who refuse it.
Nice. That's the war dogs of Cash that you can hear in the background.
Yeah, exactly. That's I bring them with me everywhere.
Next up is Hobbs.
Hello, I am Jason Hobbs. I am the person who is a Conan neophyte. I am playing Thora Firedaughter, a bloodthirsty raider from Vanaheim. Quite young. But yeah, that's all I know.
Nice. Next up,
I've never heard of Conan, actually. Sorry. Except for the
really. Look forward to those sessions of the Libram Society.
That's right.
Next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm playing Sir Varus, who is an Aquilonian knight, sort of Aurelia Vitra's protector. While she, does the important stuff, he can, stab people that try to stab her, that sort of thing. That's kind of his deal. He's real good at stabbing people with his sword.
We have, in our pre-session meeting, we've heard a lot about how awesome he is at stabbing people. Nice. And last but certainly not least is Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I'm playing Lucilius. He is a learned wise man from the walled city of Galparan, the only true city in the Bossonian Marches. He is pretty well spoken. Probably seems a little cleaner than he actually is. He has a bit of a secret side, and we'll find out.
Very nice. All right. So, as is often the custom when we play Conan, we'd like to start with a reminder of where we are playing, guys. So, know, O Prince, that between the years when the oceans drank Atlantis and the gleaming cities, and the years of the rise of the sons of Ares, there was an age undreamed of, when shining kingdoms lay spread across the world like blue mantles beneath the stars. Nemedia, Ophir, Brithunia, Hyperborea, Zamora with its dark-haired women and towers of spider-haunted mystery, Zingara with its chivalry, Koth, that bordered on the pastoral lands of Shem, Stygia, with its shadow-guarded tombs, Hyrcania, whose riders wore steel and silk and gold. But the proudest kingdom of the world was Aquilonia, reigning supreme in the dreaming west. Hither came Conan, the Cimmerian, black-haired, sullen-eyed, sword in hand, a thief, a reaver, a slayer with gigantic melancholies and gigantic mirth, to tread the jeweled thrones of the earth under his sandaled feet. That is where we are headed, guys, is to the Age of Conan. Our scene opens with our quartet of heroes on a boat along the coast of Argos. And just before we head over, guys, Argos is, of course, right here. Messantia is the capital of Argos, but that is not our destination. Let me bring you over to what your heroes will be seeing. Now, let me see here. How about I get the right tool? Boom. And there's our heroes. So, this is the coastal city of Coringos. I'll put that in chat for you guys. There you go. Oh, sorry, that was wrong.
That could also be true.
Coringos. Coringos is one of the many cities in Argos that makes it. It's one of the city-states that makes up Argos. Argos technically has a king. It is... Oh, where's his name here? King Alreus. However, King Alreus is really more of a democratically or sort of, power position that is agreed to as the head of the Argosian Navy. He really serves at the pleasure of the different members of the different cities, the city-states that make up Argos. Argos is often an ally of Aquilonia, but it is not a steadfast ally of Aquilonia and can be questionable when the need is upon Aquilonia for assistance. The King Conan, has, with your successes in the Border Kingdom, he has now sent you all to Argos to try and shore up the problems that King Alreus actually has had, or at least claims to have. You have been to Messantia, and in Messantia you were told about the king of Coringos, a guy named King Nisus. King Nisus is an older man. He only has one heir, but he apparently has a problem with, or is causing problems with, another of the city-states. And unfortunately, while it would be nice for King Alreus to just ignore the needs of this smaller city-state, it carries a voice much larger than its population or location would suggest. Which means this is, in a later age, this may be referred to as a squeaky wheel that needs grease. So, you four are sailing in to Coringos, and let's get some dice rolling and see if we can get some momentum in that pool as well, too, guys. Tell me a little bit about what you think the investigations that you guys may have done thus far. Who you may have spoken to, what knowledge you think your character might have. So momentum pool is currently zilch, because I'm a tightwad.
To be clear, I'm going to make sure that I keep Cerberus within eye distance at all times, just in case. But I would like to go, assuming there's some relative reality to the image that we're seeing. Yep. I want to go to the temple. Ideally, I'm looking for a temple of Mitra somewhere, but if not, I will go to whatever temple I can find.
Interesting question. Now, let me take a look at... It's a very Conan-y sound, not an old man lifting something sound. If you suggest otherwise, and I suggest you're probably pretty accurate.
Sound effects.
Yep.
Yeah, no expense spared.
Exactly. I suffer for my craft, guys. Now, let's see here. What I'd like you to do... Why don't you give us a lore check there, Aurelia?
Alrighty.
Guys, I start with an amount of doom in the pool equal to the number of players. Is that right?
Equal to the fortune points.
Yeah, fortune point sounds right.
Wonderful. So that means I have, let's see here, that's 12. 12 doom. Guys, we're going to need a bigger dice.
Oh, man.
All right. So, Aurelia,
All right, so just a lore roll against a difficulty of 1.
Difficulty of 1, yes, and you can feel free to give me Doom to get some dice extra in the pool there if you like.
I feel like you're doing okay with Doom right now, and I'm gonna take my chances. So let's see what we get here. Oops. Okay, there we go.
Oh, 1 with a complication.
Yep.
Hot diggity damn. All
and
right,
that was a fail, by the way, too. 7 didn't succeed.
All right.
Oh, no, it did. Sorry. I have a 12.
Okay. So as a reminder, what a complication is, Hobbs, is it is an indication that something has gone wrong. And I can do different things. The game is fairly flexible in its mechanics of what I can do with that. I can choose to automatically impose something happen. And it is based on how many complications there are and how much doom I want to spend. So this is something like I could, like, in the middle of a fight, if you got a couple complications and I spent doom, you might lose your weapon from your hand. Or you might find yourself in a disadvantageous area, or a lot of the bullshit that happens in Star Wars Fantasy Flight is what you can use doom to justify, and what you can use complications to justify. What I'll tell you, Aurelia, is that you've heard, I think going in that this is a place that the worship of Mitra is something that is all across Argos, and you've been given information that this is what you should be proudly displaying the sign of Mitra going in,
which I definitely do with my staff with the phoenix on it.
Love it. Anyone else think there's something in this? This is an opportunity to do flashback stuff. You guys may have asked around before if you got friends in low places kind of stuff, or we can just have you guys arrive and try and make your meeting. What do you guys think?
What was Thora here for? He's bodyguard of Lucilius. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah, Thora is Lucilius's bodyguard. And Lucilius, I'll leave it to you to decide why you have decided to... First off, why Conan would call on you for this, King Conan, and why you have gone along with this task.
So, Varys is not really a friends in low places kind of guy, but he is a friends in high places kind of guy. He's got, he's a nobleman and all that, and he knows some people. So I think he might be able to, chat with some of the nobles in Missantia or something like that and ask them kind of, what's up with this place? Why is it carry a greater weight than it seems to? Because maybe even like we could picture it sort of standing over a map and Varys says, well, what's this backwater shithole got to do with what we've got important to do? And one of the nobles kind of spits up half their drink, coughing and laughing, and one of the other ones says, oh well, it's that sort of thing.
One thing I forgot, so you actually rolled a success, George. I forgot. So you got your success. What you have heard is that there has been some religious tumult in Korngos. So Varys, what do you think that's gonna represent for your role?
I was thinking society, because it seems like that's what it does.
I buy that.
So let me do, and I will give you 1 doom to roll 3 dice.
Yes, doom.
And nothing.
Nope, no complications either. So you've heard what you have otherwise heard. Like, it's like a lot of Argos. Like the riches of Argos is the trade. Trade from Shem, from further south, from keeping this end. The further you get away from Zingara, the safer the seas are, because Zingarans are dirty pirates. At least if you ask any Argosan, that's what they would tell you. Anyone, Lucilius or Thora? Anything you guys think you guys may have?
I think King Conan included. Lucilius is probably the kind of person that King Conan doesn't trust in a general way, and so
and you're dead. I hope you enjoyed this session.
Right. And so he included me, though, ironically, for that reason. So I'm the kind of a bit underhanded, but in a very respectable way. I know things I shouldn't. Something of the darkness and this kind of thing. So he throws me in there, thinking. It could be useful, and the dark person that you know is more valuable than the dark person you don't. So
I think that Thora, I think you have been sent along by Conan as both like bodyguard and like if he becomes a problem, deal with it kind of thing. So you are more his handler than you are his bodyguard. That should give you a little more autonomy as a character then too. And then why don't you guys, Aurelia and Servaris, tell Hobbs what Thora would know of them?
George, you want to go first?
Sure. So Aurelia is a very driven priestess, and she has been marked by her god. And so she is out to spread the faith, and her ability to command the divine power of, or direct the divine power of Mitra occurred because she touched a holy relic when she was a little girl. So she has been following the path that she believes has been laid out for her. She has some sort of destiny. She believes she will die and then be risen from the ashes like the phoenix.
Mm. Well, and it was her dream last time that brought you all to defeat that spirit of Acheron, right?
Yes, this is so. I often have different visions and am given shown my destiny by Mitra in strange ways, and that was one of them, and it played out exactly as Mitra foresaw.
And then what about Servaris? What would Thora know of Servaris?
So Varus is like blue-blooded through and through. He's this, son of a noble family, but not like the sort of absolute top vying for the throne noble family. He's like from the, we've got an ancient history, but the family castle's kind of run down nowadays. And so he and his family kind of threw in with King Conan during the Civil War and all that sort of stuff. And so he has become pretty useful to King Conan as a sort of symbol of the Aquilonian nobility going along with the new ruler and all that, as opposed to obviously some of the other people on the other side. But he's, renowned as a pretty capable fighter. He wears full, heavy Aquilonian, heavy mail and plate like the picture. He's got the symbol. He's got a sort of the classic kind of surcoat division. So one side is the Phoenix of Mitra, and the other side is his family symbol, so that you can kind of tell he's like sort of like a paladin in another game system, in a sense that he's devoted to Mitra and all that sort of stuff, and he's here, believes in Aurelia's kind of special abilities and her kind of special mission, and his job is to make sure that she's able to accomplish that mission. Because people like to try to stab her, and so he stabs them first.
And yeah, Aurelia would be dead already multiple times over if not for Cerberus.
Well, particularly,
but she's not shy about traveling through these dangerous lands and not being reckless, but not in a reckless way. Just believing that Mitra will take care of her, and she will die at the appropriate time in his service.
Yeah. So, knowing who the rest of the members of the party are, Hobbs, what would everyone know about Thora?
Only what I've read on our sheet. It looks like she was.
So you can feel free to embellish whatever you like. Whatever road brought you to here. All that's important is that you're on this road right now with these heroes. So how you choose to be. We know that at some point you would have caught the eye and the approval of King Conan, and that's why he would have tasked you with this important duty of keeping Lucilius safe and also keeping everyone safe from Lucilius.
And I would just point out one thing I like about this system itself is you get these sort of traits, etc., at the beginning during character creation, like a trait, your nature, and your war story that kind of gives some sense of maybe what your story is.
Yeah, it's a terrifically fun character generation system.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, so she's pretty young, really, from Vanaheim, and it seems like she was left for dead after a slave. That's all it says, after a slave. I don't know what the rest of
would have been a slave raid.
Oh, after a slave raid. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so someone came to her village, and she was left for dead. But she's also outlawed, so I feel like she must have become known as a bloodthirsty raider against whoever it was that committed this slave raid.
The traditional enemies of the Vanaheim are the Aesir. So it could have been them, and then things could have just been too tense for you, and maybe you came southward and found your, fortunes.
Looks like I've been outlawed, so that certainly sounds intense, and I'm a renegade. So All those
Nice.
things seem to have been brought together. How I've become obviously capable combatant herself, and could certainly catch King Conan's eye for that reason.
Yeah, amongst others.
And, hey, looks too much like Sonya, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So then, guys, as you guys are sailing in, it's one of these massive Argosan triremes that you are on. Brings you down to the docks, and you find this a thriving harbor. There is a ton of people who are active and around in the docks. There are a couple of curious things that you notice, though. Aurelia, this certainly will, as you're walking out, let's do this. Let's have everybody, you guys pick, who do you think is the most perceptive among you?
My observation is 10, if that is...
Yeah, it's better than mine.
Yeah, better than me.
I'm close.
Thora? 9. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's do this. Lucilius, you can make a roll of observation with +3 dice. It's good to reflect everybody's sort of participation in this.
Okay.
Cool.
2 successes.
Okay, so here's what you pick up. For one, you guys can dump one. Well, actually, I'll give you all. I'm going to spend all your points to give you further information.
Okay.
2 things that you notice. I think maybe, and I'll leave it to you to how you bring this to Aurelia's attention, but one of the things that is kind of crafted right at the end of, not the docks that you guys are on, but across the way near where there's a busy, Kushite ship that's being unloaded, there is a fairly tall, it's almost like not a wicker man, but like a statue made, or some kind of edifice made out of bits of wood that have been crafted and put together, and it's got an abstract quality to it, not the beautiful, finely detailed craftsmanship you expect from Argosan statuary. This it looks like a woman in long robes who seems to be standing up and almost like arms open towards the city, as if she had stepped out from the waters itself. It is on the most prominent of the docks, and I think you also can see people going by and making symbols, like of, you would guess it of like abeyance towards it.
And this was Lucilius that noticed?
This is Lucilius who notices this, and it's one dock over, and then what you also, and I'll let you sort of determine how Lucilius brings it to everyone's attention. What you also notice, and this is as you guys are making your way through town, is there are several statues, minor statues of Mitra. Again, Mitra is worshipped length and breadth of most of the Dreaming Kingdoms in the West. The faces have been carved off of all of them. Broken. So, how does Lucilius bring this to anyone's attention, or does he?
Lucilius is definitely a knowledge guy, and so this is something that rather than he probably looks around. He sees the structures, and he says, "Aurelia, first of all, see that dock over? Possibly a religion I'm not familiar with. See that wooden structure? The woman possibly coming out of the water."
Yes.
But as you're thinking about that, what is this case with being of Mitra, of these, look at the statues. They have no faces.
So she kind of stares, and like it takes her breath away almost. It's like, I'm Mitra.
It's almost pagan in design.
The scratched faces or the wooden?
The wooden thing.
Okay.
The defaced faces, these are holy objects, so I think I'll leave it to you to decide what the import of defaced holy icons would be.
I heard there was some type of schism, but I did not think it would be against Mitra.
Aurelia, you may not be as welcome as you thought.
And with this, you can actually see around Servaris there, because you've got a defensive sort of, relationship to Aurelia. There's definitely quite a few hostile glances that Aurelia, with her fully unveiled icon or staff of Mitra and regalia as a priestess of Mitra, she is definitely drawing attention, and not the kind that you normally would expect. Not even the kind you got in Missantia. In Missantia, she is, welcomed with the reverence and the due deference that is appropriate for a priestess of Mitra. Here, something is amiss.
So Varys will come up to Aurelia, and he's, big and strong and all that sort of stuff, kind of leans in a little bit and says, I think perhaps we should head to the king's palace. You may not be as welcome here as we expected. And he's sort of looking around. He's got his shield on his back and his sword sheath, but he's got one hand on the pommel.
Okay.
It seems Mitra is not welcome here. We must change this, Servaris.
Okay.
So, and she's not stupid, so while she's incredibly proud of being a priestess of Mitra, and she doesn't want to hide that fact, she also realizes she may not make it to meet the king. So I think she's going to basically try to cover the staff, find a sack or something, and then some rope or twine or something to kind of tie it up just for now. Sure. Just so she can carry out Mitra's destiny for her in Coringos.
Okay. Hobbs, would you kindly give us a lore check, please? Now, one thing I want to point out is, even if you suck at lore, utterly and absolutely, you can always spend a point of fortune to get us automatically a success or potentially a crit if you've got expertise in it. So one of the nice things with the game is it lets you be badass heroes. I'm not saying you have to do that with this, it's just I want to point out that is one of the ways that you can manipulate the rules to make your characters be badass heroes.
Nice. So I don't have expertise. So.
Okay, so go ahead and click on your lore. Awesome. So you're looking at this thing. For this, you've seen similar things, similar iconography on the shores of Vanaheim, in the dark ports of Zingara. This is something reflective of an older type of god. Something from the deep.
Forget the old man's prattle. This is nothing new. This sort of worship goes up and down the coasts.
It must be sent back to whence it came, into the deeps of the ocean.
Okay.
Sacrilege.
So, making your way through the bustling city, it is, it is teeming with activity and life, and what they say about Argosan cities is found to be very, very much true, which is every sound, sight, scent that can be found in the Hyborian world can be found in the stalls and the bazaars of Argosa. Or of the Argosan cities. And as you make your way up towards the larger, the palace on the hill, you still find the same hard looks especially with Servaris, since you're walking along with a giant symbol of Mitra on your surcoat. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, your imposing frame deters even the most brave from holding, at best, a half-second glance and darting away once your dark eyes meet theirs. We cut to, we're not going to go through you guys going through the different functionaries that you have to meet before you meet with King Nisus. But we cut to you guys now hear the doors opening. You don't. You are greeted at the palace with the same welcoming and friendly staff and intermediaries that you've expected at every place that you've been in Argos. It has that unusual Argosan quality to it. It has it's a little. It's both backwards but also more formal, I think, is a way of thinking about what Argosan, customs are. And you're finally led in to the court, and the court is full of a bunch of like hangers-on and whatnot. You can picture long marble columns leading up to a slightly raised dais that on which sits a throne, a very simple kind of like like a folding chair kind of thing, and on the throne, the room itself is full of dark-haired and well-perfumed Argosans. On the throne sits an old man with a very, very aged crown as well. This, guys, is King Nisus. And as he walks in, he has that wild look to him. Standing at King Nisus' side, he is sitting down and hunched over in that way that old men who have let themselves go soft often do. I speak from experience here.
Yeah.
You see, next to him
Is Grima Wormtongue?
is something.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too. Totally.
You've heard about her. She is the ear of Nisus. And she is most assuredly, while King Nisus, his hair has gone white, and his he doesn't have that regal bearing that idealized Argosans have. He is, without a doubt, an Argosan, dressed in the same way. The old woman, however, she is most assuredly pale, strange painting on her face. She is most definitely not Argosan. And she sort of stands with both hands resting on that staff of hers, fully wrapped in that old and stained linen. Her eyes almost completely closed, as if listening and waiting. I think for those who have traveled further south, there's a feeling of a coiled snake ready to strike. Nisus, however, wastes no time.
So you are the one sent by Conan.
That's correct, Your Majesty.
Oh,
Or whatever his title is.
That would be appropriate.
Yeah.
Kings are a dime a dozen in Argos.
Yep.
Everyone
Yep.
who has anywhere with walls fancies themselves a king. So,
then you've come to deal with King Gordius.
Indeed, we have, sire.
I see manners are not those taught among Conan's court. I've heard such things have slipped in Aquilonia. Who addresses me?
I beg your pardon, sire. I am Lucilius,
Lucilius?
wise man of the Bosonian marches.
Wise man. We'll see. You, knight?
I am Cerberus, and this Aurelia Mitra is my charge.
he sits up and kind of leans a little further forward.
Mitra, you say?
And
That is correct. Oh, sorry.
say, yeah, no, you go ahead.
That is correct, Majesty. I am Aurelia of Aquilonia. I am a child of Mitra. I see something has gone amiss in your kingdom.
Amiss in my kingdom?
And then you see the ear lean forward.
Why do you hide yourself so, child? You need not do so in my court.
I will unravel the sack or whatever I've had found to cover up the staff. I did not wish.
The eyes of the ear, narrow.
I wasn't sure if she actually could see. She might be blind. Okay, that's good to know.
And you, fire hair.
What of it, King? I am Thora.
Thora.
I am here at King Conan's behest, and we are here to aid you, and aid you we will.
We've heard of the company that Conan keeps in his court. It seems he is intent on bringing it to every court of every kingdom.
And everyone breaks out in laughter in the hall.
Too true. Not all kings take their advice from old women.
And I should take them from young ones.
A true king heeds only his own advice.
Oh. I will take counsel on what kings should and should not do, young woman, from those who look less like young men.
Indeed. Like all the rest of the kings of Argos.
Oh.
How many fingers have you on your hands, friends?
Has Conan thought to send me aid in the kind of this mouthy woman? Or has he sent someone to rid me of Gordius's problems?
I'm here for my thews, not my views, King.
Get this one a drink before she runs her mouth further. You,
Varys
Lucilius.
about ready to pull his visor down on his helmet so that no one's laughing.
You claim yourself the wise one. Then, this is my problem. You tell me how to defeat this knot. Know you of Agathania?
I know not, Your Majesty.
Anyone can make a lore check. This will be a DC 2.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. I'll give you a doom die.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doom. Holy
Oh,
smokes.
nice.
Hello.
Now,
4?
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good. So for those
I mean,
of you
I'd
know,
roll-
we're using an older version of the sheets too. I see that there is a new version. I just didn't want to have things screw up by starting to use a new version. So the newer versions, if you're listening at the time of recording, there actually might be better versions of this on the what do you call it? Roll20. So what you've heard, actually, Agathiana is the name of the place. Sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. Or script in character.
Because it's cuneiform.
This ancient text, yeah, not far off. Really not.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah. So Agathenia is another of the kingdoms, but this is one that's a little unique from some of the other Argosian city-states in that it's actually an island nation. Most of the largest island chain in sort of the southern coast, south of, or immediately south of Aquilonia and that region, the Western Kingdoms, is the Batrachian Islands. Is that what it's called? Is that right?
BAC, I'm thinking.
Barracan.
maybe-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barraca Islands. But these are closer to Shem. There are some small islands, and while they have a more diverse cultural kind of mix to them, and they're not quite strictly Argosan, they are very much part of Argos, and they are, part of the kind of trade and mercantile and contribute to the navy. This place has a distinctly Shemite influence on it, and it's pretty wealthy. As one of the safe harbors that you can reach as you're leaving Shem, heading along the Argosan, what do you call it? The Argosan coastline. It's a popular place to stop off. There's also apparently some kind of olives that grow there that are quite popular. So there's also a good reason for why you would want to stop and export things. If you spend more, so you got 2 momentum right now. You can spend. That's the baseline of what you know about it. It's a bit of an obscure fact, but you clearly have heard about it, Aurelia. You want to spend momentum to learn more?
I'll spend 1 more.
Okay.
1 momentum.
All right. What you also know is King Gordius is the ruler of the kingdom. He is a devout Mithrite. And he also has a single heir. And the single heir's name, which I forgot to write down, is Andrew. No. Let's see.
Androso.
Androso, yeah. I think I told you guys were the worst. Not the Dark One. That was the worst. My least favorite name I've had someone play in the game.
Androso?
Not the Dark One.
Oh, sorry.
Androso is not there. Zap Starfuck is my favorite.
That's pretty good.
So Ediocles is his the prince's name.
Okay.
Unmarried as well too, and a soul thing. So that's what you know of Agathiana.
Okay.
What do you guys? So he's asked you, what do you know of it?
A little, Majesty. It is an island kingdom under the rule of King Gordius.
He gets a look on his face like he bit into something he didn't like.
Gordius. Gordius is my thorn. And if you are able to remove that thorn, I see no reason why King Alreus and the fleet of Argos should not remain such good friends with your king, even in spite of his strange customs.
If I may ask, Majesty, how does King Gordius cause trouble for your nation?
He is a thief and a pirate.
Never heard that before.
What has he has stolen from you then?
Not from me, but deviled the routes between here and there. I would have you go and have words with him. Confront him with the truth. And, should he not repent from his ways, you have the blessing of this king and of Alreus to deal with him accordingly.
I see, and you have some evidence of his involvement in this pirating.
We have words. You will see him, and he will admit such things. It's said, and he leans in, he dabbles in sorcery. Dark secrets from the south. Things rise up. Things happen in the night for ships passing near those lands. Once their lands were sought out for the oil. No longer. It is an island of nightmares. Or so it's said.
Lucilius had only had eyes for the ear of Nisus until now.
Yep.
But now, at the mention of sorcery, his gaze darts over and an eyebrow rises.
So I think you can't even tell, like, because of how sunken in and close her eyes are. Lucilius, maybe one of the things you can't quite figure out is whether she's actually looking at you or not. You can feel someone's gaze on you, but you can't quite tell. Like, is she? And same thing with you, Aurelia. Even when you're addressing the king, you can feel her burning intensity next to you.
So Lucilius, go ahead. Sorry.
There's There's an odor in here too. Now, you guys are close to the king.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what down by the docks.
A fish smell. Oh, it's the duck.
To see. That's part of it. That's definitely part of it.
Does it smell? I know something of sorcery, and Lucilius probably knows more than I do. But I'm wondering if it has that odor about it.
No, the sorcery can manifest in many forms. What it smells like to you is what you left behind on the docks. It's that rot of seaweed. It's that smell of docks or crates full of fish. The salty, briny air.
There is a Lucilius suspects maybe a rival in the ear of Nisus in a general way, and there's a in the book of Skelos it talks about being able to recognize another sorcerer, perhaps. Can he perhaps see if he's ever heard of her or knows of her arts by reputation or name?
Yeah, that's a good
Cool.
check. Let's see here.
It's on page 64, recognizing sorcerers through their arts.
Okay. We have not seen any arts thus far. Let's see.
Or name or reputation, it includes.
So you don't have her name apart from the ear of Nisus.
Okay, so I never heard of
Can't
that,
do
maybe. Okay.
Though it certainly would not be unusual for notorious sorcerers to hide behind pseudonyms or vague references like this. That's certainly the case. What I will do is set this as a difficulty 5 test. Right now you've got almost no information right now, so you can try it, but you run the risk of complications and such.
And it's a sorcery roll, right?
It's a sorcery roll, yeah.
So I think this is worthwhile, and I'm going to go big because this is my main ability.
Okay.
So I've got a big roll. I've got a nice target number. I am. Let's see. What do we have?
One, so you could buy 2 more,
I'll buy 2 more.
or you could use a fortune point.
That is true. Is that worth it? I think.
That would give you 2 auto successes.
Yeah, it'll give you 2 auto successes, and it would mean you only buy 1 more.
Sure. Let's get it started. So I'll go the fortune point, and then I'll buy 1 more.
Okay.
So, all right, and I spent the momentum. Yep, and okay. So rolling 4 dice.
Got my doom.
Nice.
Go ahead. Come on, red. Oh,
Okay.
Nice.
Hey.
So 4 successes plus the 2 from the fortune, so 6
All right.
successes total.
So,
Nice.
with 6 successes, I think you are focusing quite strongly on her. What I'm going to... Oh, wait, 4 successes? So actually, you still failed then.
No,
Six.
plus 2 from the fortune point.
Oh, 6, so you
Right.
get 1.
or from the roll plus
So
2
success
from the
and
fortune
1
point. 6.
extra momentum. Good. You'll need
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
momentum.
Nice.
You can spend momentum to gain courage, right?
That's a rhetorical question, I take it.
All right. So,
Well, you can. I mean, there's confidence is a
Right,
momentum spend.
right.
what you see, so Nisus, Lucilius, from your perspective, what happens is that you're looking at this old woman, and as you do so, the room seems to grow dark, and you seem to hear the sound of waves rising and falling around you. You seem to see only her illuminated, and her form turns towards you, and out of the darkness, she seems to impossibly take a step and she is suddenly immediately in front of you. And this is what you see. Now, what is your courage?
I don't think I have any. No, 0.
Okay.
I have no soak. It was a
Okay.
consideration, but of course, then no.
Okay. That is... you take 6 resolve damage, which means you suffer whatever the mental equivalent. You suffer a trauma. So you cry out, and we are suddenly back in the... Oh, you can use the blue bar to keep track of your resolve.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you... and this shocks each of you guys. And Nisus looks down and says, "What?" And you look back up, Lucilius, and all that is there is this old woman. And I'll tell you what more you know about her when you leave. Nisus looks down and says, "What's wrong with that one? Do you need drinks too, man? I would have thought that Conan would have sent someone with sterner steel."
It was having trouble on the boat, Your Majesty. It's probably just a residual effect of that. And Varys will sort of look sideways at him like, don't do anything right here.
And I think Lucilius has his, and there's actually puns in here as we get to know Lucilius, but his tongue is caught in his mouth. And for those that have been, that are close to Lucilius, they see something moving under his tunic. He has a talisman, and it's there's a moisture there in the cloth, and there's a weird little wreathing under the under his tunic, kind of where a pendant would be,
Okay.
as he's staring at her.
Thor
What's
will
that?
move over and catch him, like if he starts to make something.
Yeah.
I'm here by your side, old man. Do not fret.
Lucilius shoots you a look. What would that look be, Sean?
I think it's probably a little bit of self-consciousness. So I mean, he's feeling self-conscious because this is why he's here. So she really, without knowing the specifics, he realizes this is why he's here, is this kind of thing, and he just got caught. Like, this, he wasn't in control, she was.
So
and he's like, this is annoying and fearful, and I've failed, kind of a failure feeling.
So you see this old woman, as King Nisus is talking to you once again. Then, will you do Conan's task then? Will you seek out Gordius, rid us of his sorcery and piracy? Bring order to the Eastern Sea.
Of course, we wish to maintain good relations between Conan, our king, and you, and the other kings of Argos.
Good, then. Good. We have been awaiting your arrival. Captain Ismene will bring you. The ship will be at your disposal. We will see that you do the task then. Oh, and he leans back. And take care that that one gets some rest. And he points at Lucilius. You seem unnerved. And he's holding your eyes, but your eyes, Lucilius, I think, go to the ear of Nisus, and she's, once again, perfectly still. And you can feel those black eyes looking at you.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think he's got eyes for her. He's having a hard time taking his eyes off her.
Okay? She's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
There is one name, one word, an ancient word that is stuck in your mind as you walk out. Tela. Now, with such an amazing sorcery roll, what I'll also give you can dump 1 point back into the momentum pool for that, because I've given you about as much as I'm going to give you for this. So obviously she is a sorcerer. Wrong book. What I'm also going to give you is about Tela. Tela is the name basically given to an ancient ocean god, and to call it a god is really more of a force, something older than Mitra, something that was forgotten in the darkness of history, but a name that persists in the darker places, not a favored what do you call it? Not a god that anyone would pray to. They would pray that they do not get their attention. More an elemental force than anything.
Which would tie in go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. Let's see continue.
Which would tie in to the smell, perhaps? Does it seem...
And the shrine.
And the shrine. Mm-hmm. Mm. Go ahead,
Should we be at 2 momentum then, or no?
I think
we had 1.
Which was used for the roll, and then 1 more went back in.
Yep.
But we rolled... I thought we got the 1... Oh, I don't know. I thought we got 1 because you rolled a double critical or something. I didn't know.
Yeah, basically
so the way it works is there's a difficulty class, and then there's your successes. He used 1 from our pool to roll extra dice, and then he got 6 total successes on a 5 difficulty thing. So we have a net of 1 momentum left in the pool.
Oh, because I thought Kevin just gave us another one back.
Oh, so no. That was with what do you call it? I forgot. Or I didn't know whether you guys had tracked that one. You guys had. Well ahead of me. As is always the case, you guys know the game better than me. So
I don't know if that's true. As we're making our way out, though, I definitely, I kind of sidle up to Lucilius and say, I have seen such a look in men's eyes before. What is it that you saw when you looked at her?
She is a witch. There is no doubt about this. And she looked into my soul. She needs to be dealt with. Go ahead.
No, you keep going. She's waiting for you to.
She is why I am here. I see now.
Yes, and you should feel comforted and strong that you were sent here. You were chosen by Mitra for this destiny. And I'm using my counsel to try to help him heal his trauma.
Well done.
Oh, awesome.
And I've got a cool talent called Quiet Wisdom. So if I can re-roll dice that do not roll successes.
Okay.
Cool.
So here we go. So it's a difficulty of 1 for 1 harm.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use 2 dice. So I'm not going to use momentum. Well, both of those failed, so I'm going to re-roll both of them.
Nice. Good choice.
Using my talents. Yeah. So let's. I thought I'd be better at this.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna. Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm the king of complications apparently today.
So you know what I'm going to do is, as you speak to him. Oh, another complication. I'm going to spend.
I'm just trying to keep it interesting.
Hey, let's show it interesting.
I think Aurelia triggered me.
Yeah, I think I triggered myself.
You suffer. So you ask him what. You go in and try and speak to him. His eyes are down, and as he looks up, you suffer the same. What is your courage?
This is nothing.
6 points of. I spent some doom to do this.
You guys got to get some courage.
I don't know what your problem is, guys. Be brave.
Yeah.
Hit shit with your sword. This is really,
We haven't even started combat. No,
this
really,
game's easy. I don't know what your
wounded.
problem is.
So once again, this is what you see. Very,
cool.
and you can feel almost like a cool, like it's warm, it's hot, it's a beautiful Argosan summer. You feel clammy and chilled, and I think Servaris, just because you keep such a close eye, when she tries to speak to Lucilius, when he looks at her, she visibly shudders, and there's a like sickly sweat on her, clammy. How do you feel, Aurelia?
I was looking to my god, aka the GM screen, for
Save me!
Yeah, exactly. Some
This
way
offers
to
true
process
courage.
exactly to give me some kind of refocus my morale to feel that I can handle this unexpected threat. She was not expecting it to have that image suddenly flash in her mind. So she's clearly unnerved. And she now, for once, which is very rare, has some concern about how this particular mission for King Conan will turn out.
You will have time to contemplate this on the couch in the guest quarters, because you guys are, for the evening, whatever plans that you may have been hatching, try and sneak out and go. It appears that King Nisus is quite intent on you going nowhere, because you are very, very heavily guarded in the guest quarters. The evening passes, the morning comes, and you guys are to set out. So, with an escort. Now, you guys obviously can push back against this if you'd like to, but knowing, I suppose, who lurks at the king's side, I think you could maybe... Argos is not Aquilonia. You have no protection of law here.
I'm gonna just go along with what what we need to do at the moment to keep ourselves away from that witch.
Now,
We would have some protection, though, right? I mean, because we know that would, if we were killed as emissaries from King Conan here, then Aquilonia would come with heavy hand on.
But you know what the weirdest thing was? Their ship never showed up. It was so strange. We wanted them to come. I hear that they left from Essantia. Weather and storms and such in the Argosan, this time of year in particular, storms can come up for no reason. And inexperienced pilots, difficult seas to travel.
And also, we've heard of other issues with ships at sea in the night.
So what I was looking for, guys, is you automatically get your resolve back at the end of a scene, don't you?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So you guys can restore your resolve. Unfortunately, your traumas will persist. So then, guys, with the crowning of dawn, unfortunately, in spite of having roaring fires and a warm summer breeze coming in, Lucilius and Aurelius, you have difficulty finding comfort in this place at all. There's a chill that just you cannot shake. Servaris and Thora, I'll leave it to you to decide. Thora, if you do continue on with the wine that was offered, you find Argosan wine is most refreshing. The morning comes and you guys are, unless you have anything else you wish to do, the escort will take you down to the ship, and with the waiting captain is Mene.
I think Lucilius will be babbling a little at Aurelia, since he obviously saw that Aurelia was touched by the same horror.
Yep.
And it's talking about
like, actually babbling.
I mean,
Jesus Christ!
He's a little chatty, because he's been rattled, and so so he tells her that Thala, she is I have seen her type before, and she is a worshiper of Thala.
And Aurelia goes the opposite way. She goes inward when she has these kind of traumatic events. So she's just listening and nodding as Lucilius speaks. And in a not like ignoring way, but in sort of like I'm hearing you kind of way. And once he at some point finishes talking, if that happens, she just says, "We must have faith." That's it.
He looks unconvinced, but not.
Yeah.
I understand. She's not totally convinced either.
Yeah. What about Servarus and Thora? Thora, what are you making of all this?
I think Thora's interaction with sorcery is probably limited, and would be hard pressed to think that her axe wouldn't be able to deal with any issues that came up. So I think she maybe is kind of scoffs a little bit at the two acting the way they are, and has some wine. And she would add that things seem a little weird here, and it seems less likely that the problem is with King Gordius and more likely with Nissus and his ear.
Yeah. Okay. Then,
And just to clarify, so because we ended a scene, we lose a point of momentum.
yeah, rules is
So-
written. That's the case. I'm fine with you guys. Yeah, you guys can roll it forward. You'll need it.
Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna need it, so I appreciate that.
I tend to kick the shit out of you guys anyway, so it's
Yep.
enjoy that. Enjoy that gift.
we
Okay. Oh, nice. Then what about Servarus? What are you making of this?
Varus is a little he is used to Aurelia being her kind of presence and her faith and all that. So he has noticed that she is a little unnerved and of course is a little unnerved himself because of that. I think he continues, every time one of the guards comes close to her, he's got his hand on the pommel of his sword and is clearly ready to, grab her and pull her out of the way and step into the fray if it comes to that.
Yep.
He also remembers just how nasty sorceress stuff can be from the last time we faced horrific sorcery. So he's, if he probably overhears a little bit of Lucilius talking to Aurelia about sorceress stuff. And he's fully expecting, if Aurelia asked him, he would, try to slaughter these guards and charge up the hill and go, kill her himself right now. But he knows that Aurelia needs him. And so he's going to do his best to do what she needs.
Okay. Love it.
And that is the only thing sort of keeping Aurelia balanced at this point, is knowing that Servarus is there for her.
Okay. So we cut to you guys making your way through town. We have a montage of seeing you guys are escorted along by the king's guards. As you are leaving, you will see you're sort of like going down the steps, and from a conspicuous place, you see the king standing there, King Nissus, and the ear. And the ear, from your vantage, seems all silhouette, all shadow by the early morning sun. Then you make your way down to, it is another trireme, and let me show you guys. This is a scene of battle, but I think it's a pretty cool idea of what a badass trireme would look like. So,
That's awesome.
Cool.
yeah. Right, so the Assassin's Creed Odyssey has a shit ton of amazing concept art.
That's very cool.
I wish I had seen it before I ran Jackals last time. All right, so this is where you are going to be. This will be your vessel to take you east towards the kingdom of Agythiana. And your captain is Captain Ismene. A proud Argosian woman. So she, as you guys, you can see her barking commands at the men and who make up her crew, and she turns to you lot as you walk up, seeing the king's guards, and she spares a look back, and then a look forward. She looks back at the crew and looks at you guys, and which of you speaks for your group then?
For now, that would be me.
All right. You, and she kind of gives you an up and down. Aquilonian. I am Captain Ismene. We will go where you wish to go. How we get there, and what happens on my ship is for me to decide.
Understood.
Good. Now, unless you wish to replace my anchor, she hits your armor, I would take that off before we get aboard.
Yep, it's going in the pack.
Okay. She introduces... Actually, she really won't spend any time introducing herself to anyone else. She looks back at her crew. She yells at someone to stow something somewhere, and she looks back at you again. Have you traveled before, then? Or are you all... Is this your first time at sea?
No, we've all been at sea before.
Yes. I'm a merchant by trade. Spent my time.
Her eyes kind of hold on Thora. And she does a bit of an up and down. Indeed.
Thor's
Vanny,
eyes hold back.
yeah. Yeah, so there's a bit of a, like, a standoff moment when you guys are taking measure of each other. I think she gets the measure of you, and I think that Captain Ismene, you would be happy to have her at your side, and you would be... you likely would not want to be... Well, depending on how much of a lust for battle that Thora has, she would be a formidable opponent if you were raiding her ship. So she turns then and has you guys brought aboard, and unless there's anything else you wish to ask about or do, it's about another hour, and then the ship sets sail.
Aurelia just wants to give her a once-over, not to stare her down or anything, but just to get a sense. She seems very confident. Does she think that that's real confidence?
Sure. Why don't you give us a, what is it, insight?
Yeah, there is an insight. Yeah. Insight.
Just give us, let me see what
I'm just gonna use 2 dice.
Yeah.
1 success.
1 success. She's, it's good that Aurelia is not much of a gambler, because you certainly wouldn't want to gamble with her. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, for someone in her position, it's likely bravado is as valuable a tool as actual skill would be. Perhaps even more so in the captain's position. She gets everyone aboard, and then as soon as everything is stored and whatnot, everyone breaks out into an Argosan like sea shanty kind of thing, and the oars start going to get away from port before you get far enough away for the winds to catch. The sails are furled, and we see you guys sailing off into the wide ocean. So, the first 3 days of travel are going to be uneventful. Is there anything you guys wish to do while traveling?
How often can we try to treat harm? I was thinking it was once a day. Could be...
It's really GM's up to the GM.
Yeah, I think with harm, like if you didn't get it with that first roll, it's going to be a downtime thing.
I see.
Yeah, because there is an activity in downtime to get rid of wounds and harm, right? So
because I know there's treating and then getting rid of it. So the treating just makes the penalties go away unless you take another harm, in which case it all comes back.
Yeah, hold on, let me see.
And then the downtime you use to get rid of it completely.
I think, given the source of it, I don't think you're going to feel better being out at sea.
Okay.
And what we can do is use a fortune point to overcome weaknesses, which is to ignore the effects of those traumas for a scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha, yeah.
But let me see here. Let me quickly... it's been a while since I've run Conan, so let's see here. Damage and recovery. It says you are fucked.
That's it. That's the whole entry.
Jason Dural, he's got away with words, man. Okay. Let's see. Harm. Wait, it says you can suffer harm multiple times? This is a great game.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. It's recovering from damage. Here we go. So what type of... Yeah, I'll let you treat, because, I mean, I plan on fucking you over again. What do you think your treatment would be, though? Because you got the complication and the injury from last time, Aurelia, what do you think you guys would be doing, Lucilius and Aurelia, to try and...
I'd be doing, especially since we have some time, I would be doing a long ritual to Mitra of protection. And not that it's a magical protection, but the idea is that Mitra will shine his light on us and look out for us, so that we maybe will feel more courage in facing what lies ahead.
So the ship is not a big place, which means that that's going to be fairly conspicuous to everyone on board.
In looking around in the first few hours of being on the ship, do I see any symbols of other divinities or anything, or none whatsoever?
If you let's get some.
Because if I feel like there's, cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be an easy. Why don't you give us a observation check, please?
Okay, I am gonna use 1 dice because I have no expertise or focus.
Of doom?
No, I'm gonna use we have that 1 momentum.
Okay, you can get 2 more doom. You want 2 more for doom?
I can. I'll.
Just think of all that
I will
momentum
take
you'll
1
get.
doom.
Be strong, George. Be strong.
I'll take 1 doom.
Okay.
I'm definitely off my game right now. Aurelia's off her game.
You're shaking. You're shaking.
Exactly. So I'm gonna have 4 dice total because I'll take 1 from the momentum pool and I'll give you a doom.
Okay.
Here we go.
Nice.
Okay.
So that's 2 momentum. What you can see is that both Captain Ismene and many of her men carry icons of Mitra.
Okay, excellent. So I will not feel too concerned about the display of the worship of Mitra.
Sure.
In fact, I will allow any of the crew who wish to join in to participate.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll Ismene will see that as a valuable resource for her crew.
The captain does not. She seems to. She doesn't say anything, or this
doing her job.
Her silence and assent to it seems to be fine. There is, I think, So, do you want to spend some momentum to learn a little more?
What I'd rather do is spend some momentum when it comes to making my my role to try to help out Lucilius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, later when I try to heal you. I think right now that's my concern, even though I do want to know more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched Starship Troopers again recently, and that's would you like to know more?
Yeah.
All right. So,
and Lucilius, should he tell you what he's doing to try to calm down?
Well, do you wish? Well, I guess if Aurelius is going to try and treat with her, she's got that what do you call it? That ability. I'm wondering whether you want her to do her religious ceremony first and then try and counsel you again.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely interested. He's got his own thing that he will probably do too. That won't. Okay. I mean, it's not going to be mechanical.
Both. So, like, what is Lucilius thinking?
I mean, I think that as Aurelia is this is just purely narrative. As Aurelia is doing that or preparing to do that, Lucilius has pulled his cloak over his head, and I think maybe Servaris. There's not much privacy, so maybe Servaris or Thora walk in on him. Whatever that means. On deck in his little corner, and sees him. Hears a weird noise coming from him. Some weird talking. So he's got this. He's got a talisman that's
just an FYI, there's not a there's storage below in a trireme. Okay. There's not, you don't sleep below, you'll sleep on deck.
Okay, yeah. So he's just trying to keep to himself, but it's going to be unsuccessful, and I'm just suggesting maybe one of my colleagues runs into me, sees me trying to do this, and his talisman is a large tongue.
Okay.
That's why his tunic is moist, because it's wet. It's a wet tongue. And so they see that whether they've seen it before or not, probably not, but it's attached itself to my throat, and it's formed kind of a mouth, and it seems to be scorning me. It's like, giving me a
Thora, go tell him to quit whatever he's doing.
Yeah, because like there's
Or
gonna
that
freak
wants
out
to
the
throw him
men.
over.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
pretty
Freak
good
out myself.
sorcery's not pretty.
which is but you also got some self-preservation too. Again, like it's a fairly open boat with a bunch of people on it. There's not really what you could try. Here's what you can try to do. No, let's just do this. If you've got stealth, why don't you give us a stealth check? Let's see if you can sneak off to below decks and hide yourself in amongst the stores and try and do your whispering there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not stealthy at all. Should be great.
Yep. Plus, you're also suffering a penalty from.
Right.
Your
Is
harm.
that?
Yeah.
Let's see. Is that
Only for mental stuff.
Right. So let's see.
Trauma. So stealth isn't penalized, but
Yeah. Okay.
it's if you tried to, that was part of why the point about Aurelia could heal him after she healed herself, because she's suffering a penalty to counsel right now.
Right. I guess I should use. Well, I know that was that momentum was being saved, but
I was saving it for you.
I know. It's an irony that I might have to spend it, but
I have no problem with that.
yeah, I think I better spend it because I suck at stealth. So all right, so buying 2 dice.
Yeah. So you're, and then I think I said difficulty is 2, so it's effectively a difficulty 3 is what you're looking for. How much doom do I get?
2. Oh no, I'm sorry. I used 2 momentum, so no, you're not getting any. I just used the pool.
Boo.
I'm just
Okay.
teasing you.
Go ahead. So difficulty is 3.
Yeah, I wasn't close.
Okay. So I think Thora, you see Lucilius trying to quite awkwardly sneak below, and it's conspicuous enough that it's going to be obvious to the other mariners that she's trying to go below, or he's trying to go below in the night. What do you wish to do as his minder?
Handler, yeah.
Yeah.
Old man, have you already gotten us into enough trouble?
Hey.
Back to your rags.
Lucilius has a snarly little look underneath his hood, kind of a Gollum-lish, looks at him and with something weird going on underneath his tunic, and he pulls it tighter as it kind of moves, and it gets wetter, like right here.
Going in the wrong direction.
Every time. Old man beating off under a hood. Like, that's exactly what I hear.
That's what I hear too. I'm just like, what is
that's
this?
personal. That's personal. I'm not bringing that.
All hands. I want all hands visible at all times, Lucille.
All hands on deck. What? No.
All right.
And
so,
Lucilius, kind of, he'll scramble back, irritated, and
and what about so Aurelia? Let's make your roll now.
Yeah, perfect. With
Perfect.
No momentum.
So it's only difficulty
and a trauma.
2. Yeah, is what you'll do.
So is that with the trauma?
That's with the trauma. With the trauma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Now hold on. I think I can spend doom to make this harder.
Well, don't. Here, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna give you doom. So.
Well, I still have a giant pile here anyway.
I know.
What is it?
All
I spend.
right,
Is it 1 doom for 1 or 2 doom for 1 difficulty?
I think it's 2 doom for 1 difficulty, but I will double check.
That sounds right.
I think
Because
that
it's
sounds
2
right.
doom because it's 2 momentum for 1 difficulty for non-player characters. If we do that,
Doom. Here we go. I think in the narratively,
create an obstacle. Is that what we're discussing?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, I am going to spend 2, so I'll make it a difficulty 3. And this is the like the darkness of the ocean, the smell that you can. For some reason, you've got the same, that scent that got caught in Lucilius's nose is also likewise caught in yours. You can't seem to shake it.
All right. So, especially considering that's the case, 3. I'm gonna give you 3 doom.
Yes.
So I am in this ritual almost going into an ecstatic state where I'm losing myself.
Okay.
Into the I don't know what it's called in Conan, into the Elseworld, into the world of gods.
Okay.
To try to make more direct contact with Mitra and regain confidence for Lucilius.
Here it comes.
So I'll be spending 5 dice on a difficulty 3.
Before you roll,
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way Varys could help you to make it a little easier or more likely to succeed. The only thing I can think of is that my kind of natural command might help make sure that the crew doesn't mess with her while she's in her crazy state. Or if I might be able to, step in and pull her out if something goes wrong.
If your command, I like that idea. What you could do, it is a ship full of devout Mithrites. If you want to sort of join them all in sort of like zoom, 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 like drive something that's gonna, drive the energy up for as she's going through her ritual.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yep. Then you can have an extra dice from Servarus' help.
But I'm still limited to 5.
Nope. You can get one extra one.
You get more if you get help from
Yep,
us.
you get help.
5
Okay,
from
I can
yourself.
remember.
That's right.
Great. I'll have 6 dice total.
It's actually
So
neat.
you're still getting your...
When I ran this at the gaming marathon, I gave to reinforce that rule. Everyone had 5 dice. I told you if you want help from someone else, you have to ask someone else for their dice to help.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
great.
that was a lot of fun. Okay, so then you're rolling 6 dice.
I'm rolling 6 dice.
Difficulty 3.
3. Here we go. Whoa.
So
I
that
made it
5
with, yeah.
All right. So
Is that actually counting? I'm just making sure that counting correctly. I do have a focus of 2, so that 2 is...
it doesn't
1,
count.
2,
Yeah, you need
3,
one more.
4, it doesn't count it. So,
Yep.
so I got 5 successes, actually.
All right, so you got 2 momentum.
I'm up 2.
Your harm is gone. And the entire crew is heartened by this as well.
Lucilius's harm is treated?
No, Aurelia's.
No,
is.
just
Really?
Aurelius.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
No, you're still
Doing my
hand
thing,
out
my
of there,
old man
Lucilius.
thing in the back.
What are you doing in that washroom, Lucilius?
No, I think I got my
alone.
harm back.
Four, I
my
keep an
trauma.
eye on him. My goodness.
Okay. So at dawn the next day, the weather has cleared up a bit. You're still, you can picture this. The sail of the trireme is bringing you along. Aurelia, how do you wish to assist Lucilius? Or I guess on Lucilius, do you wish to accept her help?
Yeah, he'll accept it. Yes, he'll accept.
It's gonna lick you like a dog.
Maybe. Well, it's not his tongue, so it's not his fault.
Yeah.
When Aurelia comes to find Lucilius, what's his state? Like, what is he doing, or what's his mental state? How does it express physically?
Lucilius is trying to work through self-doubt, and he looks scorned. It kind of inexplicably, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
From the way you're describing him too, I'm looking like at the illustration you chose for him too. It looks like he's really squinting to try and look at it, but I'm picturing that's his face all the fucking time now.
Yeah. Well, he thinks he's more clever than he is, and now he's been challenged. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
is he staring out at the sea, down into the ocean, up at the sky?
Probably the horizon.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll come upon him, not trying to startle him, of course. Lucilius, I see you remain troubled. I have managed to make contact with Mitra myself and been embraced by him, and I feel healed in all ways. I wish to convey some of that to you, and I will bring the staff forward and place it not like making a banging, but strongly on the deck. Mm-hmm. To just give it like a thump, like boom. Yeah, exactly. Place your hand upon the staff, and you will be granted the same counsel as I have received from Mitra.
Okay.
I'm not sure that Mitra would be accepting of as one as I, but
let's do a little.
I will do as you bid.
Goose and gander stuff here. I'm spending 4 doom. It's giving me a difficulty 3 for Lucilius as well.
Okay. Damn it. All right. So I'm gonna spend, of course, the 2 momentum from the pool.
Yep.
So that's giving me 4. I do have my special talent, so it lets me re-roll the failures. So that's gonna help.
Nice.
But
Okay.
I'll give you 1 more doom so I get the full 5 dice.
Outstanding.
So here we go. Council. There it is. Alrighty, 5 dice. Come on, 5 dice.
And it's cheering for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and roll 20 is not because it's just hanging. Come on, roll 20.
It was
What
a
happened?
powerful roll.
Apparently, it's going straight like to Mitra, and then we got to wait for him to get back to us. I'm gonna
Like the
roll.
cleric
you for
stuff,
calling
call up
the
your god,
officers.
and God isn't there.
Yeah. Thank you for calling the offices of Mitra. Your call is important to us.
I'm gonna do it again, and if the first one comes through, we'll count the first one. If
Okay,
2 come
good call.
through. Here we go. Okay.
Ooh.
Now,
First
let
one.
me-
There you
oh,
go.
2 came through. Okay.
I had to get
okay.
hold of
Fortunately, the
shit.
first one's
Ooh,
1, 2,
and I'm gonna
7.
re-roll.
5, 6,
I'll re-roll
7.
that one of them because the
Look at
14
you.
was a failure. So I'm just gonna roll a 1d20 here.
So you got
really is getting
7
there.
successes already.
Oh,
8,
look
9.
at that.
9
it's-
successes. You need 3.
Wow.
Your momentum pool is replete. 6 points in the momentum pool again. And Lucilius, you are no longer suffering that harm.
So just treated, yeah.
In spite of the Doom Master's best
Right.
efforts.
Well, it comes back if I get another one, so you've got
Yeah,
plenty of
your
opportunity
wounds pop
there.
open.
Yep.
Yeah, so Lucilius looks up with respect at Aurelia and says, you might make a believer of me yet. And looks heartened.
It is not I. It is Mitra who believes in you.
Of course, he says with very little conviction or knowledge or interest, really, but he's appreciative.
Aurelia thinks though she's converted you, so she just walks away, assuming now you are a devout worshiper.
Yeah.
Because she's
course.
got momentum flowing. It's just she feels it in the air.
Yeah, it's 9. It was nice.
Okay. Then, guys, we will. We're about to take a mid-session break here, but let's do one more thing. So, it is Thora. You've been woefully left out of many of these scenes here. It is
By design.
You can't get me. You were late. It is late in the evening when you are kind of stir awake. Of all 3 of the all 4 of you, you were the one who was most easily able to fall asleep on the pitch and heave of a ship. You can see that all of your companions, all the crew, is asleep. There's probably a helmsman who is still kind of like guiding the ship. Otherwise, everyone else is asleep and snoring. Oh, how the oarsmen snore. But there is something unusual that's going on. There is one oarsman who seems to be walking along, or one member of Captain Ismene's crew who is walking along, seemingly like perfectly sturdy on the deck, but seemingly completely oblivious, almost in a rhythmic, lazy kind of way. And as it's walking along, he reaches a point and he turns and he says a single name. He's bearded, young, and there's something cleaner about him than the other members of the crew. He doesn't have the rough look of a Argosan sailor. And he turns, and the single word is Eteocles. And he turns and walks right onto the side of the boat.
Can I grab him or something, or no?
Sure, yeah, if you want.
I mean, this seems like some kind of weird witchery, or, I mean, perhaps I've heard of sleepwalking in the past, but either way, doesn't want to awaken him if it doesn't have to, but if he seems to be getting, like, on the edge, she's going to be prepared to wrench him off.
Yeah. Why don't you give us I'll set the athletics difficulty at a 1, It's effectively just trying to, like, it'd be as no more difficult than hitting a mast. He's sitting that sturdy. Would you go ahead and, so you're rolling, it's going to roll 2 dice for you automatically. Do you wish to spend, there's 6 points in the momentum pool. You could take up to 3 of those to augment your dice pool.
I don't think I need to.
Okay. Nice. So you can, you generate a 1 point of momentum. You race and grab this guy, and he hit the ground. And he, his eyes are completely white, completely opaque over. And at that moment, actually, there's a max of 6.
Maxed out at 6.
Yeah. Maximum 6 momentum.
Yeah, that's not fair, by the way.
I know.
Okay.
Well, here you go. It went down for cutting between scenes. Now it's back up at 6. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to put it at 6. Here we go.
The overcast skies break open and moonlight comes down. And what you see is where he was about to step, there is now a diaphanous and ghostly plank leading over to a spectral ship that is crewed by men whose faces and hair seem to drift in the air as if they were drowned under the water. And in the middle of that crew stands the captain of this ship. Guys, let's take our mid-session break. And we'll see what happens next. So check in with chat as well, too. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in a couple of minutes here.
How you doing, Hobbs?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I don't know if you saw how many times I've yawned so far this game, but it's been a lot.
Noticing a little bit. Well, you're still doing Midlands after this, right?
I'm supposed to be. I don't think I'm going to, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. I'm exhausted. I'm telling them right now, I think. They've been pumped about it. I mean, he set it up over a month ago.
Yeah. There'll be more times to Midlands it up.
What about you? What's going on, man? Do you have your Shadow of the Demon Lord after this?
No, it's only alternate Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
So I'm next Saturday I'm running Shadow of the Demon Lord again. So this is the end of the day gaming wise for me.
Did you ever get an email from James Spahn?
I have not gotten an email from him.
Oh, that's son of a biscuit. I don't know. He asked for your email, I'm assuming.
Okay. Well, it's okay. You know, maybe he's just waiting, or he's busy, forgotten about it. Who knows? But
he seemed pretty excited at the time. It was pretty cool, but
yeah. I'm sleepy too. Worn out after Kevin nearly killed all of us in Ash. Had to introduce a ridiculous NPC to get us out of trouble.
Oh gosh.
The Monkey Meister.
Oh god. That was his most ridiculous NPC ever?
The Monkey Meister is like a Atlantean dude. So his monkeys have 4 arms. So he's wearing a monkey costume with an extra set of arms with like Atlantean technology cyborged into him so that he can control the monkeys. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, George, you missed out. Mala could have helped us fight the Monkey Meister.
Although you had to fight him, or he helped you?
No, we talked to him. We convinced him to help us, basically, which was good because we were down. Everybody was at 1 hit point. So, looks like George doesn't have his. He's putting his earbuds in now, so I don't think he heard about the Monkey Meister.
I think he's probably lucky.
Probably lucky. Avoiding that NPC.
All right. Sorry, somebody did not want to come back inside. All right. So, hello, everybody. Checking. Oh, my goodness. Fred, what's going on? Welcome. Starships and Steel. Conan, you know it. Brian, hello. Happy weekend to everybody. All right. Oh, what do we do? Crumb. Fine afternoon for saving the world. Here's to hoping. Absolutely. Or ending it, says Static Display. Yep, I'm on that side. I would agree with that. William, what's going on? I hope the weekend is treating you well as well. Mikkel, hello. Great game by you. Oh, thank you. That's very, very kind of you to say, Mikkel. And who's this George Strait guy in there? Jeez. What a nice guy.
Dude, there's a famous guy in your chat.
I know. In fact, everyone should go right now and go check out George Straighton on IMDb, and then do it about 3 more times.
George, you're muted right now.
Sorry, you're muted right now. Sorry, George, if you want us to stop doing this, go ahead and say, nope, can't hear anything. Sorry.
I was muted in Google Meets, that's why. I think we should stay where they are and enjoy the game.
All right. You really should have never told me that it's click-driven.
I know. It's all algorithms. It's all algorithms.
Absolutely. I can't. I hate pumping myself up, but I certainly love pimping up my friends. So,
look, it doesn't hurt. But...
In fact, did we talk about Librem Society at all? I mean, that's a pretty good podcast, I hear.
It's right. A good podcast.
All right. Librem Society, of course, is the weekly awesome podcast of literature and lecturing and I don't know.
Literary live show.
Literary live show. There you go, with our own Jason Hobbs and Arlen Walker, which you can find every Wednesday from sometime that I don't know till no time I don't know.
6:30 till Night Below starts.
Nice. So on Wednesdays, Central Standard Time. All right, guys. So we left things in a bit of a bind here. There were a bunch of. Oh, I need stats for something. Hold on.
Stats. Wait a second.
Yeah, this is highly overrated.
That's a bad sign.
So I feel like Thora is snatching this guy off, and then she sees the board, and then we see her red head turn, snaps over as she watches and sees he's over there, and then she would just kind of look back over her shoulder. To arms! The dead rise
Nice.
to attack us!
Awesome. Ah!
Maybe kick the plank off the ship or something if
Sure.
she could. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do this. The way that initiative works in the game is a way that I'm looking up right now.
We win unless you take it from us.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right. It's
Yep.
super easy. Thank God you guys didn't give me a shit ton of Doom.
This is my favorite part of the game, initiative.
There's everything that's my favorite part. Like, every part of this game is like, this is terrific. And I love this part, too. All right. It is a really, really fun game. It's a happy... Thanks for the viewers who have regularly and routinely asked us to bring this game back to the table. This is fucking terrific. What level am I on here? Oh, yeah, okay. I felt like I was moving
A
that
new
ship.
level of excellence.
Absolutely. How amazing are... Oh my God, they're drowning upside down. I don't know how I did that. Well, here we go. There we go. Figured it out. Okay. Let's put some ghosties with the mosties down here. Okay. And then, Thora, so you're going to go up first. You can try and knock that plank off between the ships. So why don't you act first? Give us a athletics check. It's only going to be a difficulty of, let's say 2. To hop up and
2.
get over there and kick it out. Now, there is 6 points in the momentum pool. You can draw up to 3 from those. You also have the option of spending fortune points, or you can just roll with 2. Momentum ends up... The momentum pool is sort of... It's that and Doom. Like, the game is designed to sort of have you do that. That's how you
Use
get those,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those big results.
Yeah, so I think I will use 2.
Okay. So you're rolling with 4. You go right ahead and make your roll when you are
So
ready.
Change this to 4.
Here is...
Submit.
Back. There we go. All right. How'd you do?
4 successes.
Fabulous. So what do we see as you leap up and kick this ghostly plank into the sea?
I think it's just like I said, she turns and then she doesn't have her weapons or anything, she just rushes up there and kicks it out.
Nice.
And yells back again, swords!
Okay. All of you are up. What would you like to do next?
And just so I know for momentum, was there a momentum gain there from the 4 successes?
There were two momentum.
Okay, so we're back to 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless Thora wants to swing at one of the ghostly pirates that was trying to make its way across the... to come and get you.
I figured they don't fall if the thing gets kicked out of the way.
Their hair is drifting up in the air as if it's
So
underwater.
what they need the plank for?
Wasn't them using it.
I don't even think I have my axe or anything like that, but
Okay.
so I think it would be more of a stepping back sorcery.
Okay. Then, who would like to go next?
I think when I see, these kinds of unnatural creatures, I would face them, slam my staff into the deck, and give them a very Mitran steely glare.
Ooh, awesome. So this is another neat thing about the game, Hobbs, there are attacks you can do that are basically mental attacks. My absolute favorite of these is the Dead Man's Stare,
Dead Man.
where you hold up a severed head and intimidate your foes into fleeing.
It's pretty awesome.
So,
I'm gonna it's one target.
Yep.
And it has to be a close range. I'm assuming they're close range at this point.
They are close range. Yep.
So I will take 3 dice, so I get 5.
Okay.
Here we go. It's my persuade check.
Okay.
Nice. And that's even better. That's
6.
6.
4. Yeah, 6. So you only needed what, 2?
The difficulty.
The difficulty is just a 1 unless they try to resist.
Okay. Yep. So it's a 1.
So,
go ahead.
Okay, here's some damage. Let's see if this works.
Now, do you want to you can decide after? It's momentum spends to get extra targets, right?
A secondary target. I can spend 2 to get a secondary target.
Okay. So you have 5 momentum to spend right now.
So I'll spend. Let's see. How much did I do on damage? I did.
You did 3.
3. So yeah, I'll spend. It costs 2. So I'll spend 2 to attack a secondary target.
Okay.
Which takes half of the damage, rounding up.
All right. So you, call out to them, and they are. There's 2 of them that are a little shaken, but you are far from the shores of any of your temples, so it does not doesn't deter them from what they are going to do next. And I'm going to spend some doom to go next.
Okay, so it gets us. We're still at 6 because I still had 3 momentum.
Fed back into the pool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And actually, I'll leap across. I'll have 2 of these go at you, Aurelia.
Yeah.
All right, there's 2 of them. Got to use my Conan dice, which you can't read.
So you can make up what they come up
I
with.
don't know. I think that's a Q. I got a Z. I don't
Right.
know. All right. So, their chance of using these spectral clawed hands is not great on you. Do you wish to defend?
Yeah, that's what I was just checking. It's parry, right? Is the way that I
Parry for melee, dodge, or acrobatics, right, for ranged?
Yep.
And resolve, discipline for threatened attacks.
Yeah.
right. So since this is physical, I'll have to make parry or dodge, correct?
Just
Since it's a
parry.
melee, just parry is the only option. Okay, so I'll do that.
Okay. So it's the first one is free, or the first one costs 1 doom?
Unless you have something special, it costs 1 doom.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will do it.
Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Oh, nope.
Fortunately, I got
We're trying.
0 as well too. So they leap over. Then I'll let one of you guys. Who wants to go next? Sir Varus, or Lucilius?
All right, I'm going to rush in to try to protect Aurelia, and I'm going to attack the ones next to her with my sword.
Here we go.
So I am going to, and we've got 6 momentum, so I might as well put some extra dice on this. And all right, so I'm spending 2 momentum to get 3 dice because I have a talent that lets me do that.
Okay.
So I'm rolling all 5 dice.
Here we go.
Are you defending at all, or you can't with Mooks, right?
Nope.
Nope.
No, we can't.
Yeah. So 5 dice. Let's go.
You're kidding.
Ouch.
Oh.
All
It
right.
might be 2 successes though, because you did get a 4.
It would be green if it was
Yeah,
under
it's
his-
not 2 successes.
No.
It's just 1.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do
Nice.
is I'm going to spend 2 doom and that complication. So you race in. You definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage, Sir Varus.
All right. My damage for my broadsword is here. No modifier. That is 3 damage, but I get to reroll 4 dice because of not Death Blade, no mercy. So I'm going to roll that now.
What is the qualities of the broadsword?
Just parrying. It doesn't
parrying,
have
okay.
vicious or anything.
Okay.
Where did I put it? No mercy.
Okay.
Here we go. 7 points of damage total.
7 points of damage total. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I forgot to say that there is a quality to my attack, but I'm trying to see if I
don't think you rolled any special. No.
There it is. No, I did not. Okay, that's
Okay.
what I was checking. Okay, great.
Do you want to? Oh, you have no momentum. There is momentum in the momentum pool. Do you want to spend that to like hit a second target?
Sure. Yeah, that seems good.
Okay.
Get in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the downside. Aurelia, I need you to give us a DL2 athletics check because Servaris just shoulder checked you as he was trying to come in and protect you.
All right, athletics. How many current
Look at Hobbs's face.
dice? Yeah,
I mean, it's
how
like the
many-
opposite of what Servaris should do. I mean, that's his like thing is
He's not
protecting
used to
Aurelia.
the Aquilonia is a landlocked nation, so
Yep.
How many dice do we currently have in the momentum pool?
I spent
We have 4 left. You spent 2 at the top, and that you haven't
2 at
spent
the
anything
top,
else yet.
and then I spent 2 more to do extra target. So we have 2
Right,
left.
so 2 left. I'm gonna use it
Yeah.
because I'm terrible at this.
Yeah.
So I'll have 4 dice. So here we go.
come on. Oh,
2.
Nice.
you catch
There you go.
yourself.
Yes.
Oh, Servaris, his eyes say it all as soon as he realizes what he's done. But he has defeated 2 of your ghostly attackers. Lucilius, you get to go next unless I spend Doom. And I'm not.
And that was one. That was a difficulty of 1, right? So there's 1 left in
No,
momentum.
that
No,
was difficulty 2.
So there's
It
no
was 2.
momentum.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a big guy. You're a pretty
Yeah.
lass. So
It makes total sense to me.
I also spent enough Doom to make it that difficult. So, Lucilius, what do you got?
So, tell me where that. So, are they still? Are they coming? Are they not on the ship yet? Are there any
Nope.
on our
They
ship?
are currently. Thora has kicked the board away from between them. The spectral ship is running parallel alongside your trireme, and all their ghostly crew, along with that spectral captain, still lurk on their ship.
I am going to. I'm going to cast. Obviously, cast a spell.
Okay.
So he like flips his hood back, and he has to do a minor action, or doesn't have to, but minor action, and it of focus, and so that will be his talisman crawling up on his throat, slithering this tongue about the size of a hand.
Okay.
That's slithering up on his throat and starts speaking. It's this kind of guttural, it's a demonic type of deal, and so he's going to cast. It's haunt the mind, and it is. Let's see what page. 2. It's going to be the spectral knife. In this case, a spectral tongue.
Okay.
On page 183.
Okay.
So he grabs it off his throat and hurls it at that captain or whatever it is.
Okay.
So let's see. It includes Haunt the Mind and Sorceress Fate. So he can choose to dodge it.
Nope.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go big. So you get 3 Doom, my friend.
Hello, Doom, my old friend.
Man.
Let's see. So
Okay.
rolling 5 dice.
Come on. Nice.
Okay.
Complication
4
from
with
sorcery. That's bad
complication.
news
Yep.
for you.
Let's see here.
Okay. What happens with complications from sorcery?
Your tongue gets mono.
Yeah. It's stuck to the pole.
Right. I mean, I don't remember too many details, but being sorcery, you can kind of do whatever you want. Things
Yeah.
melt, things turn upside down. It's kind of doesn't have to be
It does literally say at a horrible price.
right.
Yeah,
I
well,
know.
I even feel like for that particular spell, there was like suggestion, but I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, and you actually.
Is that in the Book of Scalos, or is that in?
It's in the core on page 183. Spectral knife, part of Haunt the Mind.
I normally love to play, as everybody knows, love to play wizards, except in Conan.
Oh, yeah. I know.
It's just so dangerous.
It takes some getting used to.
It's great. I love it. I'm so glad you're playing one.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see anything specific.
No, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
However, what happens is I'm going to spend Doom. And whatever the result is here, I'm going to apply it to, let's see here, 5 times that many of the sailors on board. So, go ahead and roll damage then, or...
So my thought was to make this, it seems to give a choice, so it was going to be a threaten attack. It could be threaten or physical, I think. Because it's an illusion, and they believe the illusion.
Well, it says damage. It says damage if struck.
That's true. Well, the knife part. Yeah, that's true.
So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
You do have 2 momentum right now.
All right.
You shouldn't have told them you were doing the damage to the sailors too for until afterwards. Thank you for spending more damage.
You want to? I trust Sean, a good enough role player, to put us all into this and fry the minds of the crew.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore that. I have no interest. No, don't mind that at all. Let's see.
Okay. Spectral Tongue. 4 points of damage. You have 2 points of momentum. You want to bump damage up? You want to... What do you want to do?
Yes, I do. I guess I will... oh yeah, definitely, because we're at a break point too. So yep. I'll do both just in case he has some kind of armor too. So I'll make it 6. I'll spend 2.
Okay. So this that means I guess 10 sailors drop dead on the boat. However, what you also see is this thing cries out, and almost at his will, the unmanned, what do you call it? Like steering thing at the back of the ship turns. Rudder, thank you. Again, landlocked province. It hits, and then the ship turns away, and with its hateful eyes on you, the cloud cover returns. The moon is hidden, as is your spectral attacker. All of them disappear. You stand back, and you hear Captain Ismene's voice cry out, "No!" And you look around to see the awful cost that your victory has levied. So, Thora, I think you are the one who is closest to where Lucilius is, who has seen what's happened. Aurelia, why don't you make a sorcery check for us at 3? This is not going to suffer penalties. Yeah. This is to see if you can recognize Lucilius's awful art.
Okay, and how many momentum do we have after that?
We have 0. Sean spent
0. Okay.
That's awful is such a pejorative term.
Accurate too. Nice.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
4. I got 4
Holy
successes.
shit.
You wanted to fail that one, but that's okay.
So, I know it's unfortunate, but we'll get some momentum.
So really,
That's true.
You tried to call. Go ahead, Hobbs.
I was just curious. I mean, would Thora even know that Lucilius? I mean, did the tongue split off and kill all these guys at the same time, or did they just get drained, almost like some kind of necromancy? Or would I even know that it was?
I think it would be a matter of as he was casting, you would have then seen his hand snap to the side and pull in the power from these guys, and they would have and then drop down dead. Sorcery is not subtle in Conan. So you have 1 point. You absolutely notice it, and there's 1 point of momentum, Aurelia. Lucilius won your victory at the cost of 10 sailors.
Price must be paid.
I feel it, and I stagger for a moment. and I steady myself on the gunnel.
Yeah, and Varys is immediately, as soon as they disappear, he's gone to check on Aurelia because he, knocked into her and nearly sent her overboard and all that.
Yeah.
And sort of tries to steady her and kind of looks. And perhaps I'm wondering if he notices what Aurelia is, that Aurelia has a sense of, right? He can tell something nasty happened, but I don't know if he knows that Lucilius did it until Aurelia tells him.
Yeah, and she does immediately.
What'd she say?
She says, Lucilius conjured darkness. I know he was meant to come with us, but I do not know if we shall survive more of his sorcery.
So, does she say it strong enough for everyone to hear, or just Cerberus?
In this case, right now, just to Cerberus, because she's still in shock and recovering, and she doesn't want to kind of say it to, especially for the other crew to hear, because he might throw Lucilius overboard.
As you guys are doing this, there's a single, Thor is trying to make sense of this. Aurelia and Varys are at one end of the ship. Lucilius is staggering back, drunk with power. And then you hear, as the captain is looking through the people, she yells out, "My prince!" And she runs over to the man who you saved, Thora.
That's what I was going to say. I was thinking that Thora might try to use that as a way to keep them away from Lucilius, but even as she's considering it, perhaps Enemaeus or whatever her name runs past.
You guys are kind of coming from top side, so both of you can get up. He's not shirtless, but this is sort of an idea of the young, virile prince.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you hear my prince, once you guys set eyes on him, it's clear. Like, how did you not notice this before? Like, he is absolutely an aristocrat amongst the crew. He's just been concealed on here for some reason. And he puts his hand up, says, "I'm fine," and he turns to you, Thora, and extends his hand. He says, "I am grateful. Thank you."
And Lucilius is going to try to use that opportunity to direct mainly at the captain. I wish we could have saved your crew too. Trying to put it on them,
Yeah, right. Varys is gonna. So Varys whispers to Aurelia, "Stay behind me," and he still has his sword out, and he's walking over towards Lucilius.
There's a little bit of spittle at the side of Lucilius's mouth
and neck.
It's crawling back. It's crawling back under his tunic. So I mean, it goes out of sight when he's not.
Yeah.
So let's have you.
Maybe a persuasion roll.
I think you're trying to trick her, right?
I am.
Let's see here.
It's either
persuasion or thievery. I think thievery is probably the sleight of hand stuff, right? Or
sure,
thievery.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I think thievery is more for actually picking pockets.
Yeah.
That was my impression. But
okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us a persuade? I'm going to set the difficulty at 3.
Okay.
Because she's a pretty hard ass mamma jamma, and she also saw a giant tongue speak from your throat.
Maybe it was dark. Just kidding. Let's see. I have a talent that gives me a free D20 to persuade tests.
Okay.
So,
good.
Nice. So you
You
got
also have 2 fortune points.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna.
And there's 1 momentum.
I'm gonna spend the momentum. So I'm rolling. I'm rolling all 4 dice, and I'm paying for
the Doom pool is only ankle deep right now. You can. No.
Yeah, not at this time. Tempting.
I wish we could see your pile, though.
Right.
I used to have. I don't know where I put them, but I used to have a bunch of red tokens that I'd use the Doom pool when I play in person.
Awesome.
There's really nothing like having. That's pretty
4.
good.
4.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, so you say that, and she's almost like doubting what she saw. She says yes, and her attention immediately goes back to the prince. And so there's one momentum, isn't there? It's a
it's differently free.
Yeah. Okay, so what you the man talking to you now, Thora, says is that thank you. He turns to the captain and he says, it was him. It was him calling me. I could hear him as clearly as when we... And he kind of just lets it trickle off, or trail off. And he turns back, and then he sort of rears himself up, and he says, forgive my deception. I am Prince Tydeus, son of King Nisus. I could not... When I heard that you would be heading to Agethiana, I could not wait behind. I have great affection for his son. And I would see him safe, but he turns and looks out at the blackened sea. But I saw him. And he turns back to you, Aurelia. What does that mean? Is this a boon? Does he call us? Or has he been ensorcelled by his father?
This we must discover. I do not have insight. Too much has happened now. There are strange magics in the air and in the sea.
This has been the Captain... way since that woman came. Since she caught my father's ear.
Have there been ships of specters like this that have attacked in the past?
Indeed.
We have heard tales. Mm-hmm.
And
it started happening when she arrived.
Oh, she arrived. There was not strife between my father and King Gordius. They were of a kind, but when she came, I spoke to some in my father's court, and I know 3 months past, he sent a gift to King Gordius. And I know she was involved. And that gift, I know not what it contained, but after that gift was delivered, this is when this trouble I'd heard but had not seen. And you can see he's getting pretty emotional over this as well. Mm-hmm. And the captain is like, my prince, you must rest. This has been a trying ordeal. And he kind of stands there silent. What do you guys do?
Lucilius says to him, what did you see on that ship, Prince? Was the captain her?
Was the captain her?
Was the captain the woman? The eye? Who did you recognize it as?
No.
If anyone.
It was King Gordius' son.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, Eteocles.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
All right.
Why would he be a one? He is a gifted captain, but he seemed alive. He wished me to join. He wished that I travel with him. But then those things on his crew. Is that the fate that's befallen him? Is that what we'll find? And he's getting pretty worked up over this.
Mm-hmm.
My prince, there's no way to know for certain what we'll find, but I do know that sorcery preys on our fears as much as it shows us the truth.
Aurelius's eyes burning holes in the back of Lucilius's head.
Yeah. Varys has got like a hand ready to reach out and grab Lucilius if he tries to flee away. He's Yeah.
Where's he gonna go?
Well, he's gonna go. He's gonna go overboard. Is the plan if he does anything else?
So, Thora, you can see that
What kind of
Servaris
thanks is that?
is there's definitely some tension between Aurelia, Servaris, and Lucilius, and there's this apparent royalty on board now.
Thora's continually surprised at how much more strange this trip can become. She never expected this would happen under her liege lord, King Conan, but he is a man she respects, so she will do her duty and hopefully get to use her axe at some point.
Nice. No doubt there will be much time for that. So, where do we want to leave this scene, guys? He is distraught, but it is only 2 more days' journey until you get to Agathiana.
I think we leave the scene at the high point of the drama of Varys and Aurelia not wishing to confer with Lucilius at this moment, and sort of semi-shunning him, not trying to create additional tension, but just sort of not wanting to engage right now.
Okay. The rest of the evening, otherwise, it remains perfect pitch blackness throughout. When the morning comes, you find the skies still slate gray and overcast, almost as if the seas themselves were trying to work against you for finding your way to the island of Agathiana. Fortunately, you have a capable and seasoned captain. And perhaps the prayers of Aurelia and the sorceries of Lucilius would assist you as well.
I don't think Lucilius is going to try any sorcery with Varys around.
And Lucilius is, the most used to this of anyone. The notion that sorcery isn't welcome, that's an average Tuesday. So he's, he's got his hood on and he's off on his own, looking at the horizon, bearing his own counsel. He's just...
Yeah.
10 dead men. What are you going to do?
Prices have to be paid.
Yep.
It did work, to be fair.
To be fair, no one's recognizing that.
All right. So
I think Aurelia might come around to it eventually. We'll see.
It is late in the afternoon on the second day after the incident when you guys will find yourself sailing into what was the thriving harbor of Agathiana.
Doesn't look thriving anymore.
It most assuredly does not. And the thing that is the most shocking to you is the knowledge that this has been a mere handful of months until this state of decay has befallen this once thriving city. As you guys are going in, what are each of you doing?
Varys, you're leading. What are you doing?
Well, Varys is as soon as we're off the boat, he opens up his pack and starts strapping on his armor, especially seeing the condition that this is in. He's ready, for anything, basically. Who knows what we're going to find here. He'll probably defer to the prince for a moment to, while he's doing that, to say that, here Aurelia can lead the expedition for a moment. But
okay.
And she will. She'll step forward, and she has recovered from the incidents of last night.
2 nights ago.
I'm sorry, 2 nights ago. Thank you. And she she turns to Lucilius, and before they disembark, is there a dock or anything? Is there a place for us to actually?
There are ruined docks that you will be able to get yourself up to. Again.
So as we're
Oh, and I was saying you're grateful for the gifted, the talented crew, what remains, and the talented skills of Captain Ismene.
So as we're heading toward a dock, and I know that we're about to disembark, I will turn to Lucilius and say, sorceries are powerful and dangerous, and often unpredictable. But it is not for us to know what the results of sorcery will lead to. So it is beyond us mortals to understand. So I know that you feel the weight of what has happened, and I trust that you will attempt as much as you can to avoid a similar fate befalling any other of our companions.
Lucilius unsuccessfully tries to look recalcitrant and says, "Well, it certainly wasn't my intention, of course. But many times to face down the darkness, it requires darkness."
Aurelia sort of, it doesn't respond, but ponders that thought that maybe that's not wrong, but she doesn't want to believe in that.
Okay. What about Thora?
I think she's quiet because this is not anything. This may even beyond some of the things that she's seen happen somewhere, but she feels like maybe it's starting to be the time that she is going to become necessary, especially when Aurelia and Lucilius don't necessarily seem to be getting the best right now.
What about Lucilius?
Lucilius has his footing again, so he has faced the darkness after being shown up in the royal court of all things. He's faced the darkness and came out of it as he was hoping he would on the trip in general. So now that he sees this wreckage of this city, he is suspecting sorcery. So he has his eyes open, and he's been facing it on all fronts, like in the royal court and on the ship. So he's on full alert now. Like he didn't know,
So, as you guys are going in, one of the things that you hear Captain Esmene mention, the birds. Where are the birds? And you guys have traveled many ports in the course of your travel here in Thora. You have never been to a harbor where there have not been gulls of some kind preying on the detritus that inevitably makes its way into the water. There's no sign of any bird anywhere in the sky. There's only the sound of the crashing waves on the shore here.
Life seems not welcome here.
As you guys step off and make your way up the shattered and broken docks towards the stone harbor itself, you find something similar to what you saw before, a edifice or an icon of some kind. And that is this.
Wow.
There is no sign of life anywhere along here. There's no sound of dock workers. There's no smell of the vibrant and lively port that this should have been. This has all the characteristics of a mausoleum instead of a port city.
Does Lucilius get a Thala feel from that edifice? That
most definitely. Most definitely. Now, guys, let me show
Once
you one
again-
more thing here. Oh, go ahead.
once
Sean.
again, I see the markings of Thala here. Looking at the at that monstrosity statue.
There are no lights in this community, but that is sort of the imposing mountain that lurks behind the harbor, and far up on there is the palace of Agethiana and King Gordius.
So Varys, finishing strapping on his van braces, pulls his shield off his back, puts it on. Still got his sword in his scabbard, but he turns and he says, Aurelia, and then turns again and says, Prince Titius, I hope that you two will stay behind me and Thora as we advance through this horrid place.
Let's see here. I'm just going to roll a d4 to see what you guys hears this first. Sound of dogs. The hounds of the sea.
They're following us.
Everywhere
Yeah,
you go.
dogs seem to show up in a lot of the games
Yeah.
for some reason.
There's no birds, but there's dogs.
Yeah. So what you hear is the sound of... It's a strange hollow sound, Lucilius. Like almost like a hollowed out log. Donk, 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 hitting the surface, but many of them and in a weird, erratic, staccato kind of... And you see something clatter out from between the buildings. And this is easily as large as two massive destriers. Only it sadly is not horses.
Oh.
And then a
Look.
second skitters out along the dock. They must be about 15 feet across, and they tower a good 8 to 10 feet above. It would be nothing for them to clasp a man in one of those massive pincers. Guys?
This feels like a scene from Sinbad now. You know those old Sinbad movies where they
Absolutely.
battle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then. Guys? We have two crabs. One of them is at a... Actually, we'll say both of them are medium range away. So, what do you
Look,
guys-
there!
We got the...
I'm going to follow Sir Varus's command and stay behind him.
Okay. Going to... set. Yeah. Go. Health bars for them. Give me a sec here, guys. There we go. Now, who would like to go first?
Not
Thor
me.
will go. Oh, I was going to say Thor can go first again.
Okay.
Finally, let's give this sorcery some steel, Severus. She'll throw her hand axe at one as she goes towards it.
Okay. So then, how much is in the momentum pool right now, guys?
Still one.
Wow.
Unless so we're not reducing by scene, right? At all.
No,
so
not well, you
still
guys
one.
keep it.
One.
So just one?
Yep.
Yep.
So what do I do?
So you can take one pool. Well, it's your choice. So you have 2 dice right now. You have a maximum of 5. You could draw 1 from the momentum pool to give you 3 dice to roll, and you could also give me 2 doom to get 2 extra dice if you like.
So what does this use? Ranged weapons?
Yeah, so when you make a ranged check, you roll ranged weapons instead of melee. And then you should have, let me check if you've got the damage on. Yeah, you've got throwing X damage available, so just roll ranged weapons.
Okay. I am not defending.
What is my target number is my ranged weapon, right?
Yeah, your base
it's not
target
very
number
good.
is ranged weapons plus coordination, and your special double success is just ranged weapons.
Is difficulty 1 or 2 for range weapons?
I think it's based
think
on
it depends.
distance.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So at a medium range, what is that? Oh wait, no, it's based on the optimum range for the weapon.
Right. So we need.
Okay.
That's what we need is the weapon.
So I will go through the throwing X has thrown, vicious
Is this-
swan.
Is this scenario your own devising, Kevin? That's
It
someone
is.
asked him.
Yeah.
Here you go, Joe Salvador. He finally answered.
Oh, sorry, Joe. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, it's one of my own, Joe. Okay.
So optimum range for thrown weapons, unless they're thrown in, is short, so it'll be difficulty 2 to throw
Okay.
the axe.
All right, so I better take a doom, I guess.
Nice. Okay. All right. It's a complication. Fabulous. All right, so that is... I'm going to take that just strictly as doom. We'll bump up my doom pool. So you got 2 successes, which means you hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
So I have throwing and vicious on this.
Yeah. So vicious means if you rolled a 5 or a 6, it counts as an extra point of damage.
Are there any modifiers to my damage dice?
None.
No.
Nice. Holy shit. Plus a special, so that's 8 points of damage. Holy shit.
Good.
Thora.
So what you actually do on top of this, remember I mentioned that if you take 5 points of damage that you suffer a wound, that ratchets up the difficulties? That's what you've just done to this. So what do you think it looks like as you and hurl your axe in and somehow wound this thing?
I think it must, and then just buries the axe head right into one of his eyes with a meaty squelch.
Yep. Oh. Here we go. Oops.
It's leaking ocular fluid.
It's snapping his claws.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
That's awesome.
What's better than a sight joke? Sound joke. All right. Then it is... so, Thor, that is the end of your turn, I think. Who wants to go next, unless I spend Doom? Which, actually, I will.
We paused too long.
Yep. This thing, its claws shattering, comes racing in. Up towards... I guess all of you guys will be in engaged space here anyway. So... we'll try against you, Thora. So, here's what you get to do now. Do you have... I'm guessing an axe is not... Oh, wait, you got a whole bunch of crazy defensive parry things. Arlen, you want to tell Hobbs what his options are here?
So, Hobbs, you have a free parry to make, so you don't have to give any doom if you want to contest a melee attack. So, you should do that.
That means I could stop one.
Basically, you turn it into an opposed roll to actually hit you.
Yep, and then your successes take away from mine.
Oh, I don't think I used my no. Was I supposed to use the no mercy last round? Oh, to roll that extra.
No, that's just for melee.
Oh, okay. Nice. Thank you.
Okay. So then, so what you're going to do, Hobbs, is you're going to make a parry check, and you make the same decision that you would with the other one. You can add extra dice by giving me Doom. I can tell you I'm spending Doom to bump up my pool to make this a little more vicious.
Do we still have momentum? That one momentum is still in the pool, or no?
No, I used it.
Hobbs used it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what do you want to spend there, Hobbs?
I don't know. What do I need 2, or what am I rolling against?
What you're rolling against is your parry rating plus your coordination.
Oh, okay, up here.
And this is a place, so because you have a couple of talents that let you do special things after you parry, so I would give him all 3 doom to roll the 5 dice to try to succeed.
Go big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a good parry rating, and you can definitely take advantage of a successful parry.
Okay.
Okay.
So I got 4 successes.
3.
Ooh.
And another 20.
And
That's
another
okay, 'cause
complication.
I rolled a 20 as well too, so I'll have to spend a Doom point for my complication. Get that. You do reduce it down to a 1 though, so I do hit, but I got no momentum. And then damage for the crab is, and the reason that's important is because I don't get to I don't do anything to like make this piercing or anything like that. You have, I think, 3 points of armor as well too. So maybe double check.
2
points of armor. Okay. And then as this thing gets you, let's see. It is that is 1, 2, 3 points of damage. That's it. But
So he rolls the 2 armor dice, the combat dice too.
No, armor is a flat modifier.
flat.
The
Gotcha.
cover
Shield.
is the combat
shields
dice.
is when you do that.
Gotcha.
Okay, and I'm just gonna see what. What does grappling do? Does that automatically make you grappled? I'm trying to remember.
In addition to dealing damage, 1 or more effects are rolled in this weapon. They may ensnare the target, unable to move or take action except attempt an acrobatics or athletics test with a difficulty equal to the number of effects rolled.
Okay, so you are currently grappled 3, Thora. This claw has snapped around you, and you are being held in place by this thing's massive pincer.
So you take 1 point of vigor, but you're grappled.
Yeah. So your vigor is your red bar. Okay. All right. So that was it for my crab. Oh, and you're back to normal again. What happened, mister? You're the whack-a-mole. Okay, so then who would like to go next? Unless I spend Doom. I'm not spending Doom.
I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see that Thora has been taken into the clutches of this beast.
Yep.
And I step forward. Yeah, literally. I step forward and present myself like in all my Mitran glory.
Yep.
And show forth my staff and say, leave her be, foul beast, and go back to the abyss from whence you came.
Okay.
Steely glare. My persuade. We have no momentum, so these things are scary. So I'm gonna give you 3 doom.
3 Doom. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Before we
I thought
all of this,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just remembered, Kevin, did you add in the fact that it had taken a wound to its melee attack roll?
Oh!
Because if you didn't, then it got 0 successes and didn't hit Thora. We don't have to do it now.
Yeah, we're not going to change anything. But what I'll
But
do
yeah,
is
for-
I will give each of you a fortune point.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Try
will
to
take
make
that.
things right.
Yeah.
I will take that
making
back.
amends.
I will, exactly.
The
Here's what
DM's
I'm gonna
12
do.
steps.
Here's what I'm going to do with my persuade. I'll give you 2 doom, so I'll take 2 dice,
Okay.
and I'll use one of that new fortune point you just gave us.
Okay. Nice.
So I'm going to roll 4, but I've got that automatic 5th one here.
All
So
right.
here's 4.
There it is. Okay.
Okay, so
Nice.
Ooh.
so that's 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So that is 5 momentum you got. What do you want to do with that?
So first I'll roll the damage on it and see what happens. What? So nothing.
Nothing.
Zilch.
You could
so I
re-roll.
will spend. Yep, I will
It's only-
spend to re-roll.
It's only 1 momentum. It's a good value play there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally gonna do it. Here we go.
I thought. Did you even have to spend? I thought you had that skill that allows you to reroll any fails.
No,
It's
that's only per
different. It's a
account.
talent specific to each attack.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 point of damage.
This thing has courage.
Yeah.
Unlike us,
Carcosa courage.
a couple of us.
Wait, there's one. There's a. What's the version of penetration for?
It's a cost 2 points anyway. So you can spend 2 if you want to get rid of the. Wait, no, it's only 1 point. It's 1 point for 2 points. Of
Yeah, it's
penetration.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll spend 1 for 2 points. So I've spent 2 already.
Yep.
So I'll spend 1 point for 2 points of penetration.
Okay.
See if that helps.
Yep. And then you got what? 2 more. How much momentum is left?
I had 6, so then I'd spend 2,
5.
3, so 5. Yeah.
5. Okay. So yeah, it with only 1 point. That's not.
No, you had 5, not you got 5 left. We got 2 left in the pool.
Yeah, 2 left in the pool.
Okay, that's
Okay.
okay. That
This
makes more
thing
sense.
seems to be fouler and more ancient than. Than it is not responding. Then
I will leave the pool with more in it than I found it, so that my my companions can hopefully do something with that.
Servaris or Lucilius, do you wish to go next?
I would like to go.
Go, Servaris.
Yeah.
Get in there.
So Varus Shing draws his sword, advances in on the one that's holding Thora. He's going to use the 2 momentum that are in the pool to give himself up to 5 dice for his roll.
Okay.
Nice.
And he is going to attack.
Okay, I'll spend Doom to defend to try and keep you at a distance.
All right.
Let's see here.
I got 4 successes.
Or
Nice.
All right, let's see what I got here.
Respectable.
All right. I got 1 success. So you're down to 3.
All right. A net of 3 successes, which means I have 3 momentum. So
2 momentum.
no, because when you defend, you don't get the base difficulty.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so 3 momentum. What do you want to do with
3
it?
momentum. So I'm going to roll damage first. Let's see how much I get.
Okay.
That's 5, but that's 3 specials, so I can spend 1 momentum to give my sword Vicious 1,
Okay.
which boosts that up to 8 damage.
Is that a talent that you got?
That is a talent that I've got.
Nice.
And then I'm going to spend my other 2 momentum. When you deal a wound, spend 2 momentum for an extra wound. So I'm going to deal an extra wound with my talent. So that's all the momentum gone, but that's 8 harm and at least
none of that was penetrating, right?
None of that was penetrating.
You do, however, make it suffer another wound, 2 wounds.
Yep.
So what does it look like as you carve your way into this thing?
So it's got Thora in one claw. Varys comes in and he strikes down and carves into the other claw, and there's a deep welling gash on it.
All right, I'm going to spend a doom to go next, and this thing is coming in on Servaris.
All right.
Okay, Servaris, do you wish to defend?
I do.
Okay.
I have pairing, so it's free, and I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 2 doom for it and spend a fortune.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and make your roll.
So that is 6 for me.
I got 6 as well.
All right.
So I hit you with no momentum.
Yep.
And then I am rolling here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I did 3 points of damage.
All right, my armor absorbs it.
Nice. Okay. And
Awesome.
that is... that is that. All right. Lucilius, what are you doing?
So they're both up on us, right? They're both engaged. One has Thor in its clutches.
Correct.
Right? So he's going to... he's focusing. He's focusing and calling in the powers of darkness, obviously.
You guys are fucked.
Sorcerers in Sorcel. I mean, that's what we do. Everyone calm down. That's what we do.
That's fair.
So,
that's fair point.
When the plumber gets out a wrench, everyone calms down. That's what happens.
I think
let's just.
Anna just came to say hi. I think she just heard all the sorcery. Wait, he's doing what?
So off goes the hood, up go the arms, and up this thing crawls onto his throat again. A big hand-sized tongue starts slithering and waggling on the end of his on the front of his throat.
Yeah.
And he is going to then rip it off and hurl it at the crab that is holding Thora.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 0 momentum. Yeah, he's going big. He's going to roll 5 dice.
Okay.
Gives you 3 doom.
Okay. Go right ahead. Yes.
Good news and bad news. So 3 successes. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
I'll spend a bit of doom here.
Okay.
Both of your allies are being targeted by this effect as well.
Oh, man.
I'm going to be very popular.
Go ahead.
Very popular.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Everything's fine.
It does make it feel like Robert E.
It does
Howard
really
style
feel like
sorcery.
Conan.
Yeah.
I mean, and now we wonder if Lucilius is going to be able to pull it off. When he said, "No, it was the crabs. That was the crabs."
Yeah.
Let's see.
Lucilius, we hope you enjoy this island because this is where we're leaving you.
Hey, there we go. Look, I lowered it for you.
You still have no points of momentum. So,
well, I rolled 3. What was the difficulty? It was 3. The difficulty was 3.
Yeah, for the spectral knife, isn't it 3?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's 2, isn't it? Oh, wasn't it 2?
No, it's 3. All right. Anna says hi.
She doesn't like sorcery.
Your games are usually 3 hours long, not 4.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing, Goofus?
Spectral knife says D2. If
I think they are. It is going to be 3 hours long, actually.
All right. So, unfortunately, it doesn't pierce armor, right? Isn't the piercing?
On page 183, it says spectral knife is a D2. I don't know if there was an additional difficulty thrown on, but
so you have 1 point of momentum. Sorry, I was completely ignoring you, Sean.
No worries.
Arlen was just against you. He hates you now.
Yes. It's understandable. It's understandable.
Sean, you're out of the Shadow of the Demon Lord game. You can't play with it anymore.
I understand.
All right. So then, what do you want to do with that momentum? You want to make it piercing?
Sure. That seems to be the best value. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Well, the other way to go though is I can get 2 rerolls for one momentum. I'm going to do that. Do that. I think that's got a little more dynamic of.
Yep. Go right ahead.
Oh. See, I knew.
So
somehow.
Varus and Thora, you both know that Lucilius just tried to unleash something on you.
GM, don't give me away like that. Oh my goodness.
I think your giant white tongue that hit them both. All right, so that is the end
in the back of the neck.
End of round 1, guys. Top of the next round. You guys get to go first, unless I spend Doom. I'm not spending Doom.
All right, let me try to get Thora free.
You're not engaged with that thing, are you?
I'm engaged with this one.
Oh no, Lucilius was moving.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
I was reducing my resolve because I had to pay the price for that spell.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right. So,
Do you want me to try to
no
generate
momentum
some-
in the pool.
Well, do you want me to try to generate something? The Steely Glare?
So I get extra efficiency for buying with Doom.
Oh, cool. Okay, good.
So I'm gonna give you 2 Doom.
Yep.
And that gets me 3 dice for my attack.
Okay.
And it gets to try to parry if it wants to.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Let me parry with this
Oh.
one I'm holding here.
Man, that's terrible.
I got 2 successes.
Just
Still hit
enough.
then.
Oh yeah, it still hits because I
Yeah,
only
yeah.
got 2, so I got no momentum.
Okay.
So I can't do anything quite as special as last time. But here's my broadsword damage roll.
There we go.
That's 5, and I get to reroll
Ooh.
2 of the dice that didn't do anything.
Okay.
So let me roll those for 2 more.
Nice. So 5,
So 7 damage.
7 damage.
With no piercing or anything.
All right. Oh, so close to doing another wound.
Yep.
Ugh.
Okay.
I was trying to get her free, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Good
So
work.
then I think this crab is not long for this world, so I'll spend a point of doom to go next. It is gonna try and get you, Servaris. If it can grab you as well too, then that'll take you out of the equation. I'm spending doom on my attack here.
All right, I get to parry for free, so I'm gonna spend the doom. I'm gonna do like last time, spend 1 fortune point and 2 doom.
Okay. All right.
4 dice. So that is
Complication.
4 successes and a complication.
Okay. So then that is I only rolled 1 success, so that's 3 on you.
All right, 3
Okay.
momentum back in the pool.
All right. Do parries generate momentum?
Yeah,
Do they?
that's
Okay.
part of why being a deadly parrier is really effective because you can. It's like they overextend is the idea.
Yeah, that'll be good for them. Okay, then next is one of you guys. Who would like to go?
Can I bust loose now?
Yep. So it
Did
is.
you say I need 3? I need a 3? Is that what I needed
Yeah.
on an athletics test?
Yes.
Yeah. But you got 3 momentum in the pool, so you could use all of it and roll 5 dice.
And you also have
Okay.
fortune.
And you also have fortune.
Well, I'll use 1 point of fortune, I guess, and then
Okay.
that's automatic 2 successes, and then I'd only need 1 success.
Yep. And you can only roll
Yep.
2
I'll-
extra dice.
Yeah, I only roll 1. I only need 1 extra die, I think, so I'll roll 3 dice.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
All right. You are free.
So does that put a momentum back or no?
Yeah, that puts some momentum back into the pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
It's
you
two-
spent
it was-
1 and you generated 6 total.
But I spent a fortune,
Oh.
yeah. So
'Cause
oh
of the
right. I
fortune.
forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah, so that brings us back up to full with 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay,
Awesome.
Then
I don't get to attack. I'm assuming this round.
Well, you can spend momentum to make a second action.
Yep.
Since you haven't used your axe yet, you could
Yeah, I think we should do
another
that.
action.
Yep.
Yeah, get in
Finish
there.
this thing off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much do I cost to do that too?
2 momentum to do an extra action, and it bumps up your difficulty by 1.
So I would need, if I just spent 5 total momentum, then I would have 5 dice, right?
Spent 5 momentum for 5 dice. Yes.
Yeah. To go a second time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I remember, and now I just make a melee roll
Okay.
Yep.
with 5 dice.
Nice.
Whoa.
Holy
Oh
smokes.
man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes in total. Oh,
It looks like
more
8,
than that.
right?
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
successes. So then you get. I didn't defend it all, so that's 7
That's-
momentum.
6 momentum because
What,
it's
si- yeah.
+1 difficulty.
Oh, right.
Right.
Okay, so 6 momentum. But you roll damage, and then you can decide how you can spend that momentum.
Because I have intense and vicious with this thing.
Yeah, vicious means all your specials do 2 damage instead of 1 damage. And intense means if you deal a wound, you deal a second wound.
Yeah.
So when I hit my damage die, it said, what's my modifier? Is there any
No
modifier to the
modifiers
damage
would put in
die?
everything for on the sheet.
So that's 6
That's
damage.
Nice.
That's actually enough to
You
drop
roll
this
one
thing.
of those for free.
Cool.
So just roll a d20 by
No
itself?
need to do it,
roll.
guys. Guys, it can't get more
Oh.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. So what does it look like as you drop this massive crab?
Well, I feel like I busted out and just like, instead of like bursting free, I actually ripped one half off
Yeah.
and then came down and then just almost right next to on top of the other eye that it had already had a hand axe in, squelches down with my battle axe.
All right.
Cool.
Then it
Did you spend 5 of the 6 then, Hobbs? What do we have left?
We got up to max.
We got it back?
At any momentum.
Awesome.
Yeah.
that he
Awesome.
generated.
Okay.
Cool.
Then
Yeah.
it is one of you guys.
I will just immediately turn to the other crab after seeing Thor escape and then eviscerate the other one. You are next, demon beast, and I will use my steely glare.
Okay.
I'm gonna take. I'll take 3 of the dice so I get 5.
Okay.
So here we go. 5. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
5.
Successes. 5. Yep. And then rolling my damage.
Okay.
Here we go. God damn it. I'll spend 1 to do a re. I'll reroll
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. So you got 3 momentum left.
1.
Plus what's in the pool.
Okay,
Nice.
that is better.
Okay, so 3.
Then I will spend 2. I'll spend 1 for penetration.
Okay. All right. So then,
That
yeah,
leaves
you.
You back in the pool, so we're at 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mandibles back at 5. Yeah. All right. So you glare at this thing, and again, its eyes, flash back and forth. Not affected though. Now,
All right. Well,
if you wanted to
still got
dump
5 in the
more
book.
into it though, you can't you use momentum spends directly for damage?
Yeah, you can use all.
Uh,
you can use 1 momentum for 1 damage, direct 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus damage spend.
And you get the sense that the your 1 penetration is sufficient to get all damage through.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll spend. We've got 5 left. I'll spend 2.
Okay, so it puts the 5. Now the fear of Mitra is in it. So what does it look? What's the manifestation? Is there a flare of a phoenix behind you, or what?
Yeah. Oh, I think the staff itself sort of like, and it looks like a phoenix exploding out of it
Yep.
and quickly dissipates.
Okay. And then finally, Lucilius, what are you doing?
Lucilius sees that and shouts at the creature, which is followed up kind of an undertone of speech from his throat in a deeper voice, and says, "Mitra is here, but others are here also," and does a threat attack. So this is going to be Sorceress Might, a display, having followed from my spell,
Yep.
which requires the spell.
Nice.
Let's see, it's a persuasion test. Sorceress Might on 125. So let's see. He gets a free D20 on persuade tests, and he's going to spend 2 of the momentum pool to be rolling 5 dice.
Okay.
Cool.
Go right ahead. Okay. So that is 2 successes. Sorry, 2 momentum.
Okay.
Okay.
And it does 5 damage, and it's intense.
Yep. All right.
Whoa.
All right, nice.
Should I?
So there's currently 3 momentum in the pool.
I'm going to spend 1 to re-roll the 2 misses.
Okay.
Sweet.
Nice.
So 7.
Okay.
And maybe 1 for piercing.
Yeah. Yes. I do have piercing on my I have piercing 1 as a quality for my threaten attacks.
Oh, well then.
Nice.
It's from a talent.
Okay.
Nice.
So
that doesn't cost momentum, right? That's automatic.
That's
because of the
automatic.
special.
Yep.
Yep.
Great.
Zero special. Okay. All right. So then this suffers a second. How much did you do? 7, you said?
7 and intense.
All right. So then what this does is it goes skittering away from Servaris. It rears back and skitters away down into the ocean.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to try to opportunity attack it or anything. I'm just going to let it go.
All right.
Lucilius looks over at Aurelia and says, well, thought you'd never see Mitra working with the darkness. And smiles.
Servaris kills him.
I like the way George just breathes in but doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Holds his breath afterwards.
Yep. That's right.
Keep your licking tongue to yourself, sorcerer. If I feel it upon my flesh one more time, then you'll feel the bite of my axe.
I'm picturing
Thor,
I thought the tip of the axe is underneath his chin while you're saying that.
Thor, I thought you were here to look after me.
Yes, then keep your eyes off and your tongue.
I would say more he's here to take care of you.
She.
I'm spending 2 momentum for my double entendre. All right, so then, guys, momentum pool is sitting at 2 currently. What do you wish to do now? Once those are out of the way, you hear nothing else.
Surely we ought to at least go up to the palace and see.
Indeed.
Make sure everything is actually as destroyed as it looks from the outside. If there are any survivors, they're going to be there.
The palace would make the most sense, I believe.
Yeah.
So as you make your way through the town, you are finding one very curious thing. You are coming across individuals standing as if assembled in a larger square, and then other people at different points in town. It's as if everyone was called into one point. But what you find is every one of those people has been transformed, or at least what is now standing in their place is some kind of statue, crafted or perhaps grown from coral. It is wet, and it is still alive as well.
Lucilius, do you know anything about this? I assume because you're full of all sorts of sorcerous nastiness, you know about all of it.
Does it seem familiar, GM? Anything with Thala or that seems familiar? Or...
So you know that Thola. Well, I mean, you can need to make a roll for if you want to put information of what you know about Thola together to what you're seeing.
Sure.
So what
sorcery?
Hobbs and George, you might have missed is the guys are making their way through town right now, and they're finding what seem to be human-sized statues or something like that made of living coral.
And have they been there? Do they have are they formed into an image? These statues?
A rough shape of humans, and you find like it's almost as if you would find them like some are. Most of them are accumulated in kind of the town center, but there are others that are like sitting on what do you call it? Sitting on benches. Some are, if you poke your heads in the homes, you find them frozen in place, as if they were somehow transformed while they were going about their daily routine. And the stink of the sea is everywhere.
Did they have any resemblance to the wooden statue that we saw in Karingos?
You could see there's no long robe on those, but you could see something similar.
Okay. I turned to Lucilius. You have are these related? They seem so.
Sorcery test to would that be useful?
What are you
to
trying to
GM?
What are you trying to determine here?
To connect it to Thala? Anything I know of the?
I don't. What do you think?
Yeah, our characters aren't stupid.
Yeah, you don't need to make rolls. Like, what do you think? Take a guess,
it
Sean.
it would seem so.
Yeah.
These are the people that are missing.
Apparently, the life that we don't see in this city.
Foul things are afoot. Shall we proceed?
In that
to the palace?
That town
Throne?
center has a symbol similar to what you saw. The kind of crafted thing with the arms up, made of pieces of wood. And now that you see it up closer, those pieces of driftwood, things offered up by the sea, it seems. What do you wish to do now?
To the palace?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
up the hill to the palace.
Well, I'm kind of tempted to. Dala no longer holds sway here and like crash the statue with my axe or something.
As you do, it falls to the ground, an off-white and kind of grayish on the outside. As it collapses down, red blood spreads out and gushes from this thing as if it was a living being.
Maybe that witch felt it back there at what's-his-face's side.
The king. King Nisus.
I have fear that perhaps these might be innocents who have been transformed. Should be careful. Perhaps we should find the source of this treachery. There was some gift given that maybe is what is causing this evil magic, this evil sorcery to hold sway here.
That's what I'm here for.
That's right. Keep it interesting.
Clearly, you're not here to look after me, so it's good you have a purpose.
All right, so what do you guys
shall
wish to do
see,
now?
Sniveler.
To the palace.
Yeah, up to the palace.
All right. So we cut to you guys arriving at the palace, and in place of the last one where you were visited by a bunch of, people and intermediaries and whatnot, all you find here are coral statues. And you push your way through till finally you go into the seemingly adjoining room, and it creaks open. And what you see is, in place of those kind of mocking and condescending court nobles that line the other, again, there's nothing but silent and silent coral statues and the heavy scent of the sea. Of the sea. Sitting on a similar raised platform is another form, but this one is much more elaborate. There is, at the base of the small set of stairs leading up to the platform, there is a coral statue that seems to have an ornate box that is open and held as if, in offering. There is a coral statue standing next to the throne, and on the throne there is what may be the most detailed of the statues that you've seen. Because this has, you can make out the face, you can make out the coral twisting of the beard, and there is an elaborate kind of headdress or apparatus on its head. Almost like an elaborate crown, but made purely of a hardened black coral.
Is that like look different than the other coral, or basically the
Most
same?
definitely.
Okay.
The other is white with like grayish blue kind of greasy bits to it.
Lucilius is going to carefully approach the king for a closer observation of the crown.
Okay. So you get closer, and when you are within about 2 or 3 steps of reaching the top, his eyes flash open, and you see that they are that oily but dull black that a shark's eyes would have.
Or are they at all similar to the eyes of the ear of the king that we left? Lucilius, why don't you look closer at the eyes and see if they're all related to the antagonist of the session?
First thing I need you to do is, I think there is an effect you guys need to resist here. All right.
I'm resisting.
Can I make... Good job. Hobbs, first time. You're already a master of this game.
Discipline test?
Yes, a discipline test against a difficulty level of 4.
Okay.
You're going to be getting some doom here, I suspect, from this party.
That's what we want. Doom party.
So I think, if it's all right, I'll go first.
Sure.
And perhaps we can say that I call out, having been closest to the eyes, I call out to Brace. Look alert. There's something at work here.
Fuck your mother.
Right. But the idea being, I'll go first. I have a good discipline, and hopefully I can add some to the momentum pool for everyone else.
Yep.
That my words steal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 to your doom.
We have 2 momentum.
Oh, yeah, I'll use that. 1 to your doom.
Ooh.
Yeah. And yes, stand by.
There we go.
Okay.
Whoa.
So 4.
4, so that's
4.
enough.
That's enough. You are not affected, but there is no momentum, just doom. Okay, who would like to go next?
We need 4 successes, you said.
4 successes each, yeah.
Hear my voice. I'm just like, oh, 4 successes.
You're
Discipline man.
Sounds like you're being affected by it, Hobbs.
serious?
Yeah.
But I'm resisting. Actually.
I can go next if nobody else wants to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. So I'm going to give you 2 doom and spend a fortune.
Love it.
Oh, that's a good call.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
That's a good call.
So that gives me 4 dice plus 2 successes. So I got 5 successes.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so 1 momentum goes back into the pool.
Yep. 1 momentum back into the pool.
Who would like to go next?
Cool. I'll go. I'll use that momentum. I'll give you 1 doom, and I will spend a fortune.
Doom, it's just nothing but manna from heaven.
So I'm rolling 3 dice,
Okay.
but I've got one.
2 successes.
Yeah, 2 successes. Thank you.
Okay.
Here we go.
Rolling 4 dice, right?
Complication.
I only spent.
You spent
I
1
only give
momentum
him
and
one.
added 1 from doom.
Yeah. But I. Oh, sorry. Yes. That's
Plus
right.
your fortune, right? So roll 1 more.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so you got 4 successes right now. I'm just going to take that as doom. 5. So you got,
That's a success. So
there
5.
you go.
Yeah.
So you got 1 momentum back in the pool.
Nice.
All
Thora.
right. So I will spend a fortune, take the momentum, and then 1 doom for 4 dice. 4 dice.
There you go.
And I have 2 successes, and I forgot what I'm rolling.
Discipline.
Discipline on willpower. There it is. So it should be 4 dice. Boom. Oh, geez.
Oh.
Ooh, and a
Thora
complication.
falling apart.
Taking that as doom here. All right, then. What happens when you fail
So
is that you're immediately subject to its
Charm. Kill Lucilius.
effect of its... Basically, it's the same type of thing that affected the other guys. So then this thing's...
So the 2 successes I had are just wasted.
right? 2 success.
From the fortune that I spent.
Yeah, because you didn't get
just recently.
quite enough. That's right.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, and then let's see here. Spend Doom on this. I'll spend Doom to re-roll that because that sucked. Atch.
That's
a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you take. What is your courage? Do you have any courage?
no. Big 0.
Only Servaris. Everyone else ignored that nonsense.
All right. So then.
Funny, Kevin made these characters.
Okay. So then, what that means is you are going to be stunned for 2. So stunned 2, which means you got to spend 2 Doom or 2 Momentum to take an action. Is that right? Is that how stun
so.
works?
Say it again.
I will double check.
I think stun just puts attacks on your actions.
That's
You become
cool.
staggered, and you have to pay to act. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
Condition lasts until the end of the target's next turn. The target may ignore this at a base cost of 1 point of doom for each effect rolled. So stun 2 means that for 1 turn, Thora has to spend 2 doom or 2 momentum to act.
All right. So then we'll just put it at 5. So Thora, you take 5 points of resolve, and you suffer a trauma. So the fear of this thing washes over you, and you think that this may be that King Conan may have sent you to your doom. At long
That son
last,
of a
the sea
biscuit.
may catch up with you. All right. Then, having that immediate effect, this thing speaks, and it sounds like there's cracking and creaking as it tries to. Its jaw moves. Its eyes locking with yours, Lucilius, and it says,
Do you not kneel before a king?
Is the king really in there? He responds.
it looks at you,
Insolence.
and spending Doom. Yeah. So this is sorcery. All right, I got 2 net momentum on this. He's gonna flay your mind.
Can I resist with discipline? Reaction?
No.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 points of resolve.
Okay.
So you, and you guys can see the physical manifestation of this as well too, as Lucilius screams and staggers back down the steps.
Look, I'm
That
looking at
is
my-
so healthy, treated, wounded.
Okay,
Is
so I'm
HTW.
wounded. I have
Yeah.
one
You're
wound,
wounded.
right?
Yeah.
One
Yep.
wound, right?
Yeah.
One wound for mental.
All
Or
right.
one trauma. Trauma. Yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Now, what do you wish to do? Lucilius
Varys
is
would
almost
like to-
knock to his knee.
Yeah. Varys sees this. He'd like to charge up there and try to strike the crown on the thing's head.
Okay. I'm spending Doom to act before you.
Yep.
All right. Sorcery. 3 successes. 1 net. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resolve.
All right.
I'll
Luckily.
Spend 1 resolve to make that piercing.
Uh-oh.
So that ignores 2. How much courage do
Luckily.
you have?
Yep. I know. That was my 2 courage, so I
Oh,
take
shit.
6. Yep.
Okay, so you charge up.
And now
and
I take a trauma.
Okay. So, with you staggered next to Lucilius, what do you guys wish to do next?
And Thora, right? We're all staggered.
Thor is
I am
stunned.
not staggered.
The other is more a narrative. Sorry, you're technically, by rules as written, yeah, you're staggered, as in, like, your next action. What do you wish to do, Thora?
Well, Aurelia hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah, what do you want to do, Aurelia?
I
Take care of it, Aurelia.
yeah, I move right
As
up.
the rest
I
of
move.
us are like,
Yeah, I just walk purposefully. I like stride right toward. It is up this dais.
Yep.
Still, it's up there. So I go right up the steps with my staff, and I shove my staff into its face.
So unfortunately, because you are not showing the proper deference.
Yep. I'm doing the opposite of that.
Yep.
He's pulling a Gandalf on him here.
2,
That's right.
3 successes again. No, 4. 4 successes. So I got 2 momentum. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do you call it? 5 resolve. And I'll spend make it 7 resolve. I'll spend that momentum to do that.
That and I get a trauma.
Okay.
Oh, that's what the red dots are. Oh.
It seems to be weakening, though.
Does that mean it's running out of doom or what?
So when I
So you are all,
after
all
I
three of you are sort of
this,
at the foot of the stairs. Thor is the only one. Thor, you've staggered. Like, you've seen all 3 of your allies now surge forward and try to act, and each of them has screamed and staggered back as this thing has focused its attention on you. You're the only one left to act this round. What do you wish to do?
I think I'll call out to it maybe as I rest to take a knee. Can I I don't know. It seems like you can use different things. It's not a threaten, but it would be more of a deference to my king. You have been affected by a gift.
Okay, so you
most unholy.
Kneel down, and your arms are just trembling. Like, I think that you, am I right in thinking that Thora hates showing this?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So trembling, you drop down and you say just that. And then this thing, which has like been leaning forward, you know, you're cracking and popping as the coral shifts in its body.
One who respects the crown. What gift has cursed me? Your words, stranger.
The gifts from the father of Prince Tidius. The crown you wear upon your head. All of your people are frozen in coral.
His hand
your
is
town
moving up
in shambles
and touches it, and again you hear the popping and cracking as the coral is doing, and there's a look of confusion on his face.
What? King Nissus is my friend.
It is Thala has overcome the king. Whispers evil in his ears.
Thala.
And at that word, you guys can hear every single one of the coral statues through the chamber, through the exterior, through the entire town, all say Thala at once.
Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
And he stops. Now, here's what I'd like you to do: is Thora, you're going to give us a persuade check, please?
Oh, I bet I'm great at that.
Any chance of assisting, or?
Well, none of you guys have really done anything to assist with this yet. Are you thinking something that Lucilius might sputter out now that he knows?
Yeah, Lucilius says, everything changed when you received the crown. Think, O king.
Okay. Yeah, love it. Love it. Okay, so then that's an extra... You'll have 1 extra dice from Lucilius, Servaris, or Aurelia. Do you have anything you wish to add?
Yeah, I think Aurelia now is seeing that there's a different tactic in play that makes a lot of sense to her. Says, they speak the truth, O king. I have come from Mitra to deliver this message to you. Listen to their words, heed them.
And his parched lips, chalk white, kind of...
Mitra.
Servaris? You wish to add anything?
No, I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think it's in Faris's character to talk right now.
Okay, so his
I think
teeth
he's
gritted.
just sort of struggling against whatever energy is kind of resisting him, hoping that they create enough of a break that he can.
Okay, so
Make
you,
a break for
currently, Thora, you got your 2 dice. You got 2 extra dice. You can add up to 3 more. So you could spend a fortune point if you want to get the automatic successes. And then you
That's
could
what
also
I'm
add 2 more, and how much is in the momentum pool?
Just one.
Just 1.
One in the momentum pool. So
So if I use the momentum pool, then we'll have 5 dice, and I'll have 2 successes if I spend a fortune, right?
Yes, and you could, in theory... Oh, if you spend a fortune, you'll have 2 successes. You still could, in theory, give me 1 doom and also roll an extra dice, which would give you a total of 6 dice plus 2 successes from the fortune.
Might as well go for it.
I would do it.
Okay,
yep.
Yeah, it's 542. Let's go.
let's do this.
Yes.
Go.
Hey, I got 4.
Yes.
I'm surprised.
So
Look at
that is... So she's got no points in expertise or whatnot with it, but Thora, what do you say? Whatever your words will be will sway his ensorcelled heart.
I feel like
It's all
I
on
gave
you.
up everything already here.
Yeah.
The ear. I won't blow it. I already succeeded. It's like I can't really lose, right?
Whatever you say. This is just your opportunity to do whatever you want. This is going to succeed for sure.
The ear of Nissus holds sway in your friend, but do not allow it to sway you any longer, King. This is your time to throw off the yoke of Thala and once more fall to the reign or the aid of Mitra.
His eyes blink twice, and a third time, and blue eyes look out at you. What does everyone wish to do? His eyes look wild and down at you. They have almost a pleading quality to them.
Does the sorcerer's resistance fade?
The pain does not seem to be there any longer.
All right. Varys is going to surge up the steps as fast as he can and try to just, reach out and pull this thing off of his head.
Please do. Okay. So
Nice.
go ahead and give us a... Oh, let's see here. I think athletics.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's
Sounds good.
Yeah. And let me... I am going to have to spend Doom because this thing is driven by a foul will and try and resist you.
Yep.
Let me tell you what I'm rolled first so you know what you're rolling against. Apparently the fates are with you because I rolled 3.
All right. How many momentum did Thora generate? I don't remember how much. We didn't put how much is in the pool.
So Thora you can count as 0 momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough persuade.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
well,
did
then I
6.
Ancient cursed crowns are tricky.
Then I will spend my last fortune point,
Nice.
and I will roll athletics, and I'll give you the 2 doom to roll the full 5 dice.
Got it. So difficulty right now is 3. Go ahead.
2 complications,
fortune.
and that is 3 successes. So surely something terrible happens as soon as I touch it.
Yeah. So I think what happens is as soon as you grab it, you wrench it off of his head, like it is attached to his scalp. So you wrench it forth, and then there's a split second where he turns around. Aurelia, he looks at you, and he's halfway to saying no. When Servaris places it on his head, I'm going to spend a couple doom because that's a pretty awful fate. Now, Servaris, I need you to give us a discipline check. Difficulty is going to be 5. I'll bump it up with extra doom.
All right. I'll give you the doom back.
Hold on. I will also if you guys can see this happening. He's sort of like and like the transformation is being affected.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do anything to try and help him out, go ahead.
Is there a way that Thora can rush up there and use her own brawny strength to hold back Sir Varus from placing the crown on his head?
Yep. I'd allow that. So that's an extra dice from Thora getting up. No. What about Lucilius
Aurelia.
and Aurelia?
Aurelia wants to rush right up. She drops her staff. She just runs up to him, and she just grabs him and looks in his eyes and says, "Remember who you are. Remember who you are."
Extra point from extra dice from you, and then how about you, Lucilius?
Lucilius, realizing what's happened,
That was my crown.
from underneath his tunic, there is a gurgle, and he belts out. From one who deals in darkness, do not embrace it.
Okay.
And
interesting. A little moment of vulnerability from Lucilius. All right.
And a little gurgling under the tunic.
3 extra points. So 3 extra dice you're getting from your allies.
Sorry.
What do you think,
Rating
Varus?
is still not great. All right, I'm gonna give you the doom and roll 8 dice.
Okay, here we go. Here it comes.
Okay.
4
Nice.
4
So I
successes.
fail?
So you fail, but only barely. Now, you guys are all pleading with him, but this thing is from before humans walked this earth, before Acheron, before Stygia, this before the oceans drank Atlantis. This is before the time of Kull, perhaps even from that time. And as it hits his skull, it begins to transform him, and his eyes transform to that same blackened sheen that you saw on the king, on King Gordius. Servarus is in the midst of transforming. What do you guys wish to do?
I turn to Lucilius and say, "Is there anything you can do to stop this sorcery?"
Axe ought to do it.
I fear not.
Yeah, do I have
I don't think
or is
so.
it just like it's totally over me by this point?
Yep. Varus can.
Well, what I wondered is if I can kind of like pull my head and down a little bit, almost as if like a character getting ready for an execution in front of Thora with her axe, so that she can take the sort of final strike.
What does he sputter out? His the last word that sort of comes from him on this.
Kill me. Oh, sorry.
Probably something like that. But it's probably no, it's Mitra, save my soul, as he's kneeling down in front of Thora.
What about you,
And
Thora?
as
Is there anything you got?
Well, I think Thora is, obviously Cerberus isn't like her best friend or anything, but they have gone through some times together. But she certainly doesn't want what has happened. So, to her, I think she is kind of bloodthirsty anyway, honestly. So I think that it's very quite possible that Thora will just like drop the axe on Cervarus here and save everyone from the crystal
There is another
or coral
option.
crown. Oh, hit the crown. Chop into the crown. I was wondering if I could do that. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't know the bloodthirsty might turn me.
Hoping you'll do that, but he knows that that's a shot. So
Okay, so Thora. Oh boy. So here's what let's make this a group task here, guys. In order to, again, this thing is ancient. Lucilius and Aurelia. Are you guys both sorcerers? Of a
Well,
kind?
I'm actually a
I-
sorcerer. I don't know if that
Yeah.
takes anyone by surprise.
I have expertise in focus and sorcery, but I'm not technically a sorcerer.
So
Yeah.
let's do this. You guys between Lucilius and Aurelia, I think you can feel through your sorceress connection. This thing is beginning to fuse itself to Cervarus's soul, as it were, and because of that, it is weakened. So here's what I'm gonna let you guys do. Aurelia and Lucilius, what's the momentum pools at 0 right now? You guys can make sorcery checks that will strictly feed the momentum pool. You will suffer from complications if you roll those because it's a sorcery thing. This is you trying to like unweave the enchantments on this ancient artifact. And then Thora can use, once you get that rolled, the momentum to try and make an attack on Cervarus. Cervarus, why don't you make a discipline check and add to the momentum pool as well too, because you are fighting. This is you like pulling against this thing.
Mm-hmm. Can I use my last fortune point when I make this?
Yep, most definitely.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna. Oh yeah, this is same thing. I want to spend a fortune.
Okay.
And I'll give you 3 doom, so I can roll. Five dice.
Okay.
2 doom. If
Two
one
doom.
of them's already a fortune.
2. Sorry. Yep. 2 doom.
3 show.
2 doom. So I'm gonna roll 4.
Okay. So see
And
how
I'll
you
have
do.
my bonus. Okay.
Fuck me. Holy
So,
nice.
so that
There
is
you go.
7.
That is
7.
7 plus
8,
the 2.
9.
Yeah.
Nine.
Says.
Yep. So 9 momentum you generated on this. Why don't you spend... Let's do this as well, because you guys are going to generate a bunch. Spend 3 points on Thora's eventual effect. Like, do you want to make it piercing? Do you want to increase damage? What would you like to do?
Well, I think... if I think he's trying to destroy it, I probably will use penetration.
Okay. So then 3 points of penetration of 6.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. So there's 6 momentum in the pool right now. Lucilius or Servaris, who wants to roll next?
I'll let Lucilius goes.
Are we using the cap or on the momentum pool?
No, Sean.
So we're doing a little...
Yeah, we're fudging it. We're letting him pre-spend 3 points of it. Okay, then
Cool.
Lucilius or Servaris, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay. 6 momentum in the pool right now.
All right. I am spending a fortune point.
Okay.
And I will spend 2 of those momentum to bring that down to 4.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
So
3.
3 more momentum. So you have 1 point of momentum. What would you like to spend that on? Extra damage, piercing. What do you think?
We'll go piercing.
Okay. And then Servaris. There's 6
All
momentum
right.
in the pool right now.
I'm not going to take any. Just I want to... No, I can... Because he can only take 3 of them anyway, so I might as well take 3.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to take 3.
Okay.
So that leaves us a momentum pool of 3, and then here is my 5 dice discipline roll.
Nice.
That is, 4 successes.
4 successes. So 3 back in
So-
the momentum pool. What's the last one doing?
Damage.
Excellent. Thora, your turn. So they're all fighting. Right now there's this like waves of power going around as there's this titanic struggle of wills. Thora, you bring this axe, you spy Servaris' throat, and then you spy the crown.
Yeah, throat crown. No one really knows as the axe goes up and then it comes down. Everyone's breath is held.
So you have, do you have any fortune points left?
No. Well, see, I think I forgot because of the wound that I had. I think I had to spend something, so I just spent my last fortune point to get rid of that.
Oh,
Because I was staggered.
You can
or
do that.
something.
Yep, you can do that.
You can do...
Yeah.
Yep. So then you are currently rolling against a difficulty. It'll be difficulty of 1.
Okay,
and
and so
that's
I'm
it.
just doing a melee attack, or
Yes. So it'll be 2 in total because of your trauma. Your hands are trembling as you bring this back and bring it down. There is 3 points in the momentum
6
pool right
points.
now. 6 points. 6
yeah,
points.
really-
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can
well-
spend 3 of them to get up to 5 dice.
all right.
Okay, and then go ahead.
I can't use more because you guys were aiding.
That's what we...
Just a-
That's our whole thing that we just did.
Okay.
Yeah. Is we built you up momentum.
Ooh.
4.
2 6. So you got 2 momentum from that. So roll damage. You have a total of 5 momentum to play with right now.
I don't really know what that means.
Well, you can.
I don't really know what the things I can spend it is. So if
on a
anyone has any
1-for-1
ideas,
basis,
let me
you
know.
can bump damage up by 1. You could spend 1 point to get piercing 2.
We already
and
have
we already
piercing
have-
2, right?
We have 8 points of piercing already and an extra damage, so roll damage.
All right, so I just roll the damage, and then I don't do any modifiers, just hit
No
damage.
modifiers.
No modifiers.
Just
Whoa.
damage with battle axe.
This is
That'll
vicious
work.
as well, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it is vicious.
So without spending any extra points, you bring this thing down and it hits against the side of, or I guess you tell me, is it his neck or is it the crown?
No, the crown. It is the crown.
Clearly off. Pretty fun twist, though, yeah?
It's the only way to be sure.
Maybe fun. And then it rolls to Lucilius's feet. He puts it on his head and
Right.
Yeah, adventure. So you hit this thing, and it hits squarely on the side of Servarus's head, and it knocks away. Servarus, you are going to have a scar on the side of your head from where this stroke hit that will never heal properly.
Better than a scar across here.
Most definitely. But as this thing knocks,
That would never heal at all.
falls to the side, it clatters to the ground, and then you begin to hear as the king is restored, and the court is restored, and the sounds and tumult of a busy city begin to be restored. With that thing falling to the ground, what do you guys do?
Now I chop Lucilius with the rest
drops
of
to
the
the ground with
momentum.
that box in his hand. And Lucilius, you now actually notice there are enchantments on the outside of that box.
I will look closer. I'll look closer at the box, see if I can discern anything from the runes or from the.
Appears to be some kind of binding.
This box is peculiar.
Anyone else do anything?
It would seem to me that if the crown came in this box, it
We
may
should put
prevent
it back in.
binding from happening. Exactly, and close
Yeah.
it.
Can I scoop it up with the edge of my axe?
Yep. Scoop and toss it in the box. There's almost a like as this lid goes down. And you guys turn to the king, who is blinking and looking confused. Who are you people?
We are emissaries from King Conan.
We are.
Conan. I thought this gift was from King Nisus. You guys all sort of look at each other, and we'll transition away from that scene.
Nice.
And our scene returns to now basically the same that we opened with. On the deck of this ship, we can see Captain Ismene. We see Prince Tydeus, Nessa's son. And next to him is the son of King Nicias as well. They stand and they seem beaming and thrilled to be returning home. As you guys come in the harbor, one thing of notice, that thing that was on the end of the harbor, no longer there.
Awesome.
And there is a pall over the city, because you see the king is dead. What you find is that the king has been slain in his sleep by the ear of Nessus, who disappeared, leaving nothing but a pile of damp seaweed to sign the deed, as it were. You guys remain behind to show support for the new King Tydeus. And it seems King Tydeus, having accompanied you on this journey, is happy to lend his voice in support of the king. And guys, that will bring us to the end of the Curse of the Coral Crown.
Nice.
So, guys,
Awesome.
that brings us to the end of this adventure. 1 minute over. Very close. So,
Cool.
for those listening at home, once again, thank you so much for joining us for another session of Conan, of the Adventure in an Age Undreamed of. I don't have a link in the description of the video just yet, but the Yeah, the game is published by Modiphius Entertainment. You can find this book and everything else, a lot of the materials. I use a fair amount of material from Conan the Pirate, one of the supplements for that. It's got some great rules for naval combat in there. It's got some cool monsters, some of which I used for here. I may have beefed up the crabs a little bit to make them a little more challenging, but that's all stuff you can find there. Information about Argos is in there as well, too. So please feel free to check out Modiphius if you want to learn more about this game. Also, if you are interested in chatting about this, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server. You can find channels dedicated not to this game specifically, but lots of folks who are eager to talk about Conan. You can also find links to all the games we run on the channel, as well as things like finding a group and a bunch of other great stuff, great people, great conversations. And you are more than welcome to join us over there. In addition, from now until April 1st, for every $25 that is donated to the Heroes Save Villages charity initiative, you can find a link to that down below, which benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. You will get one chance to win one of the prizes, the grand prize, or one of the other many prizes we have for our first charity raffle of the year. Grand prize is a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Platinum Edition Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, an amazing product that would have been $500 at retail if you could still get it. They have very generously donated a copy just for us to raffle off. And if you don't win the grand prize, you still have a second prize is a silver edition of Beetle and Grimm's Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. There's also some amazing OSR zines from our buddy Jason Hobbs. There is a chainmail dice bag. There is a dice tray made by one of our other players. There is a copy of the starter set for Son of Oak Studios' City of Mist RPG. And there is a bunch of cool prizes from the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop as well, too. So lots of great prizes, lots of great things to gaming stuff to win. And best of all donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel. None of it goes to any other middleman. It all goes to help the over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children who benefit from their services. So great chance to win some gaming stuff and to help some kids. You also got a chance to vote in our upcoming charity games right now. It looks pretty certain that we're going to be playing Simbaroom as our next charity game. And if you have donated between now and April 1st, be sure to check in the week before that session. I guess first off, you can vote for another couple of days for what that game is going to be. It does look like, what do you call it? Simbaroom's going to take it. But who knows if there's a late behind. We also have The Witcher, Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition, and Shadow the Demon Lord as options. So if you do donate as well, be sure to check back and spend that money, as it were, to help outfit our heroes before that charity session, because the players will probably need it. Last thing I'm going to say, speaking of the players, is a huge thank you to everybody who joined. So this was intended to be a thank you back to the viewers. We always get terrific feedback from folks when we run Conan on the channel, and folks are always asking for when we're bringing it back. So we hope that you've enjoyed this session, and I want to thank George and Hobbs and Arlen and Sean for joining us in this. Arlen?
Well, I was going to say, so Conan, your Conan actual plays are actually how I discovered the channel, which clearly has become a major part of what I do basically every Wednesday night and Friday night and Saturday morning. So it was awesome to revisit it. It's so much fun. This game is a lot of fun. And thanks everybody for playing.
Yeah, that was great.
Thanks for Kevin for running it. It was great.
Yeah.
It was very, sort of felt like it was straight out of Weird Tales.
Yeah,
exactly.
Excellent. Well, you know what? Like it's I think that this game suits my DM style quite well for the kind of fast and loose bullshit that I tend to pull on these more story focused games. It gives you a great set of tools to work with for that. So awesome. Then guys, and Hobbs, this is your first time, so welcome to Hyboria. We're really, really happy that you're able to make it today. That was great
Me
seeing
too.
you. And congratulations on defeating the Coral Crown.
Save the world.
Awesome. Clutch play. So, with that, for those listening at home, if you are joining us during the current crisis, we do hope that you find this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and I just did the same sentence. Can you tell I've run 3 games in the last 24 hours? It doesn't make it any true. I genuinely hope that we've given you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes run into in the Hyborian world. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
Bye.
Oh no!
Awesome,
Two snakes.